And so, Fred, you want to fill us in on what happened last week?
Yeah. Um, got nothing.
You got nothing. That's
Didn't,
fair.
didn't
I think
take
that's
notes.
fair.
I mean,
How
that's a
about you,
fair
Chris?
statement. Nothing happened last
Last
week.
week? No, that's not even remotely true. What do you? Oh, you were guessing this campaign. That's right. You're right. Last session, I should have said. You've got me there. I've been vested. But no, how about you give us a fill in if you don't mind, Chris, and I can do it if you don't want to. But what happened
Okay.
last
hang on.
session?
Uh,
I'm gonna put us
Here's
back
the
on the
Cliff
big map.
Notes version.
Yep.
I was
Okay.
gonna say I don't know. This map is yikes. Okay.
Yeah. I'll put you back on the big map for now, and then we'll do a little recount of where you guys went and what happened. So,
Okay, the Cliff Notes version of the Cliff Notes. Um, we went through the Red Tower. Shit was scorched. We determined it was probably the school of evocation.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Group went upstairs and started a fire to melt some ice to because I saw something written behind it. Turned out there were a bunch of slimes in there, and yeah, that wasn't fun. So Leif took charge on that, got everybody out, and then jumped out of a window into Kara's embrace and went down. Um, Found the obelisk, which is what we've determined was the Clinton Memorial and/or Washington Monument, depending on your school of thought. And Pluzak discovered it was related to chronomancy,
Yes.
and that there is a big ass crack running up one side of it.
Also, yes.
We killed the bird.
What?
Yeah, you guys, as you headed towards the Glass Thunderdome, the bird spotted the party, and you were forced to fight. And it ended with Leif, I think, getting.
Leif barbecued it.
Well, not even barbecued. The problem was, I believe Leif hit 5 separate critical hits that fight. Kara also hit. No. That's because Kara also hit 2 crits. You guys had like 7 or 8 across the fight as a party. So yeah, one of the final things that happened to the bird was Leif and Leif Echo jump in with their swords. They carve it once, they carve it twice, it dies, and then Leif's Echo beheads it with a third slash because it's fucking Leif.
Fuck it. And and Kara turned it into 65 rations.
That is correct.
Um,
Because of fried chicken for days.
Chance evolved. He had his Pokemon evolution. He's now at level 3 and has a unique personality.
And body.
And body, depending on the circumstances, but neither here nor there. Kara bloodletted herself
Is
over a
Chance not a
device.
mace anymore?
He is a so you know the anime Soul Eater.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Essentially, he is a weapon that can also be a human or have a humanoid form if he wishes.
Oh. So he's like a dragon, except
He's
a
like
weapon.
the Zanpakuto from Bleach.
I still think Soul Eater is the best, but yeah.
But it's the better comparison, sure. But
Here,
I'm throwing out things that work here.
copy image link and paste that down because Mace actually pasted a perfect GIF for it. Person turns into Scythe. Very much like that, except with Chance and a hammer.
Hey?
And not a girl.
Well, we don't know what Mace identifies
well,
as. No one's
yeah.
actually asked. Well, actually, that might not be true.
He built the cock. Just saying.
That's fair. He had someone else, but yes.
Still doesn't mean he's not a girl.
So,
Also
Kara
true.
bloodletted herself over a device that produced a chimeric fox and freaked out. I can't remember her name.
Valine?
Valine, there we go.
Yeah.
Freaked out Valine because that was the first time she watched Kara resurrect from death.
Yeah. So the party discovered in the room that you're in now, the little device in the center. I'll put you back there for a second. It had these 8 little egg canisters that I think it was between Pluzak and Valine. You guys figured out like they were designed to hold blood, and if you fill 8 and you threw a lever, something was going to happen. So Kara said, "Well, I've got enough blood for multiple lives." So she bloodlet herself.
So long as I got to pull, so long as I get to pull the lever, I'll bleed it out.
Yep.
So instead of like using other creatures we found or taking a little bit from each of us.
To be fair, none of the creatures we've found so far have bled actual blood.
I guess.
Yeah, yeah. But regardless, you guys did indeed fill them with Kara life and then revive her after she died at like 30 HP. And then Or after using up to 30 HP, I should say. And then Valine freaked out because, she'd never seen that. Very good point.
They've had a guilt trip. It was funny. Um, we got to Tower Crab, figured out it was an observatory. Got ambushed by some stuff outside. Pluzak Min rolled damage but killed 3 things.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
and we
Pluzak-
found that the door was welded shut. So
Welded shut from
instead of
outside.
going into it, Kara went up to the window and looked in. There was a green slat in there. So I just teleported in. Got the inscription of the thing we needed. Locked eyes with the slad. We both ignored each other and teleported out.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
And we came back to that to the Thunderdome and ended it there. And that ends the abridged version.
You did as well take a short rest, so in the Thunderdome. So we will come in at the end of a short rest. Yeah.
Okay.
That's most of it. The video is up if you want to watch through at some point. You can judge Chris on things he may or may not have missed, but that's a generally pretty good.
I prefaced it as the
summarization.
abridged version. I know I missed shit.
No, I know. I'm just saying. So
Can't believe we killed the rock. I mean,
yeah.
you know what's funny is that the party seems to hit critical hits on the rock anytime we fight it.
Consistently
Right.
that fight was very crit heavy for you guys.
Because the first time we fought it, like we were just critting it all
I
over
crit
the
on it.
place.
Kara-
I didn't crit on it. I crit on it.
Yeah. Kara was wild on it on the first go. It is definitely funny. It's like fighting a dragon with easy mode on, but I'm actually for it. It's interesting to see where this will go. There were certain things that I had, that the rock was like commanding as well. So forces in the city are going to be acting a little different and stuff too. It'll be fun. Regardless, I guess then the first thing I would want to ask in terms of what we want to do tonight is, do you guys have any idea where you would like to try and proceed to? I do believe I told you last time. I don't believe you guys managed to get there in time. The big dome that is next to the glass dome that you're in is actually also, this looks relatively intact, at least in comparison to like the other buildings, that are desecrated all around. So you could potentially go that way. You could go south of Tower Crab to the swimming pool. You could head back over to the Washington Monument. What are you guys thinking?
So far as I was aware, we were continuing our circle.
Okay.
Ish
I
type pattern.
think-
Do we
I-
want to go here and then here? Well, I forgot I was doing draw. Is there any race?
I think you just click it and delete it.
You just gotta double click on it with the arrow tool, and it should be able to be deleted.
Okay, so go here, swimming pool. I'm assuming that's probably a proper building. And then,
Over to the finger.
yeah, I mean, maybe we'll take a little detour, look in the pit, and then go to the finger.
Okay.
Seems
Alright,
legit.
so-
I mean,
Swimming pool. Finger. Okay, cool. Alrighty. If that's the case, then I guess we go from the dome now? Or is there anything anyone would like to do as part of the short rest that just passed? Just so that I don't step on toes on that by accident.
I didn't have any notes for me on what I needed to do. There might have been something that Claw was going to do, but he's not here, so
Yep, no, it's fine. I just wanted to give you the chance, because technically the short rest did occur. You would have had an hour to yourselves. In that case, okay. So we will move our way towards the dome next to you guys. Let me... Alright. So the roof of this domed building is wrecked and open to the elements. Inside, you would find a theater with a large stage, seating for more than 100 or so, and what seems to be a backstage area. Icicles hang from its sagging balconies, and rime-frosted masks leer and grin from its fractured walls. And let me move you all to here. So you'd be coming in from the south, of course. And as far as you can tell, it's just an empty theater.
Air is still ginormous.
Yeah, that hasn't changed. Chance did inform you, although, that it is curse related.
I mean,
That
is it
it
really a
is
curse if it's
curse-related?
beneficial?
I think that's what we all said.
So I guess I would just, more than anything, be curious. Is the party going to search through the theater, do you think? Or would you guys just see an empty theater and decide to mosey on
I
the
mean,
way?
the last time we went into a theater, we only took a bunch of damage and I released a whole bunch of souls. So why not go into the next theater?
It's not like we have trauma or anything.
Right. I think this.
You know, seeing as how there's a limited number of skeletons in here for you to make an army out of, I say fuck it, move on to the next building.
I'm peeking in.
That's fine. Let me
Also,
pop
it reminds me of Shakespeare, so no.
Mace down. Let me pop Valine down. Oh, I'm on the wrong. Mace and Valine. Alright, so I think Valine would stick with Kara, saying, you know, I'm not going to risk my life for this. But I think Mace would take interest as well, Pluzak. He'll come join you. How about you, Leif?
Just prop herself on some of these platforms here and actually have a seat to sit on.
I mean, I would definitely look in there.
Alrighty. So the three of you can head on in. I would tell you it's pretty obvious that this whole front theater area is just empty. There's nothing more than skeletons in the pews, the benches, whatever you want to call them, the seats. And as I mentioned in the description, you would be able to see that, you know, on the stage there's kind of a back area that is a bit obscured from view. You can't quite tell what's in there without, you know, walking in. But there's no chests or, you know, containers of any sort that you would see in this area that seem to be of note. I think Mace will take the stage. Look out to you guys and just kind of be like, so what sort of shows do you think they put on? I mean, we heard what sort of music they play.
Deadly. Let's see. Would Pluzak? I'm trying to think. Do you think Pluzak would know of like stage doors in the floor of a stage?
I don't see why not. I mean, you're a pretty well-read individual, I'd say. So at least being aware of, you know, like a general something like that. I mean, it's not like it's. I don't think it'd be unheard of.
So I would like Pluzak to investigate to see if there's any stage doors in the floor.
Yeah, trapdoors and things. Absolutely. Give me an investigation roll. And Leif, are you looking in the back room?
Yes.
Okay. So when you peek in, you would see that there's a lot of kind of destroyed furniture and things in this area. You would expect it's kind of like a, you know, like a green room, some sort of waiting room for people who are about to go on stage or to be prepared. However, in kind of just like the middle back of the room, like right here, strangely enough, is a wooden desk wrapped in chains and padlocked. Yeah, so Pluzak, you walk across the stage, and you're looking for anything you think could be a trapdoor, but the problem you find is between the debris and the just amount of cracks on the surface of this kind of stage, you can't tell what would necessarily be like a separation of a trapdoor versus like the floor. So you don't see anything that you think you could open or actuate to go down. In fact, you don't even necessarily believe there's any sort of trapdoors on this stage at all.
Hmm.
Cool,
How's the soup?
I'll go look at the desk.
Yeah, absolutely. So you believe that, you know, for the most part, they're normal chains. The padlock seems pretty straightforward. You think it could be picked. You don't necessarily know if you're good enough at picking locks to do so, but yeah.
I'll kind of come back to this other door, and I'll be like, "There's a desk wrapped in chains. You guys You guys pick locks good? I mean, I can sail a boat, but boats don't get wrapped in chains.
Mace
normally.
would probably tell you, I don't really pick locks, but I can break them. And he like holds Chance up.
I mean, that's the same thing, right? It's open.
It doesn't go back together the way I do it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I can make it go back together if you want.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So we open it.
Smash and bend.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Right
what's
before
the worst?
Leif opens it. And
Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Mace walks in, Pluzak follows him, he smashes the lock, Leif goes to undo it and like open the fucking desk, and all of a sudden the lock just like cues itself back together underneath Leif's grasp. He can't open the drawer.
Can we not mend it until after we open
oh,
it?
oh. I mean, okay.
Idiots! I'm surrounded by fucking idiots.
God. Alright, so Mace smashes it off again. This time Leif gets a chance to look through. So you would find within one of the drawers is actually 5 separate scripts. I don't know. Hold on a sec. It doesn't actually say that they're in any particular language. So I would say that you can kind of tell it just is titled A Blasphemy of Kings. Yeah, and they're just kind of sitting there in one of the drawers.
This is like music again?
Yeah, it's not music. It seems to be. They're actually kind of more.
Like play.
So
like
yeah,
play
they're playbooks is I guess the best way to put it.
Okay.
Each kind of one of them has like a bit of an image on the front. One is a noose around kind of like a humanoid form's neck. One is kind of like a person with a knife held behind their back. One shows what seems to be like a fairy, something with wings and tiny whispering into a humanoid ear. The next one shows some sort of like a human with a shadow, like a demon shadow, sharp teeth, kind of scary looking, like looking to be terrorizing it, sort of thing. And the last one just shows a guy wearing, kind of like a harlequin's cap, like kind of like a fool, a court's jester. It's just performing a handstand. And they just kind of sit in this desk drawer. Again, all of them seem to have the same title, A Blasphemy of Kings, but there's these 5 different images on each individual one.
I would tell the rest of the party. I'd just be like, not music this time. It looks like plays. I think that's the thing you go and watch. People do the stuff. I don't know. I don't know if we want to get into this
Well,
whole thing again.
Yeah, I mean, if we have to act out a play, that's not going to be good. We're going to fail.
I
But
mean,
we should probably take them.
We could try though.
I mean, you can try and we can go outside.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like, yeah, definitely yeah, we should just take them and leave. I want to take them.
Okay, all of them?
Yeah, I'll take
Yeah,
them all.
that's fine. You can take them, put them in your bag, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
As
you
soon
would.
as you walk out onto the stage, an
Yeah.
audience appears in front of you.
Yeah, right. The only thing that I would say is of note is, as you kind of look at them, as you shove them in your bag, you kind of feel like it would take like an hour or so to read through any individual one. Kind of like could be done on a short rest sort of thing, but it's not something that you can like skim through quickly. It's a pretty in-depth like script. So just so you're aware.
Is that like just for him because he's dumb? Or
Nope,
is it-
anyone. I think it's just by length of the script. If you're a speed reader, you might not take the full hour. You might be able to enjoy some benefit of being a speed reader, but it's still going to take some good time to sit down and read it. It can't just be done, quickly.
I'm dumb. I just gotta put this in my notes real quick.
Yeah,
Thanks, I'm
absolutely.
dumb. Yeah,
I mean,
thanks,
did you
I'm
not think
dumb.
that Pluzak thought you were dumb to begin? Taking you this long for Pluzak Pluzak out of character to say something to the DM?
I apologize. What were they labeled again? For some reason, my brain just keeps going sympathy.
The
and
blasphemy of
destruction.
kings.
Yes.
Good choice.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. But that would be all that you find in the desk. Is just those scripts. Do you guys want to repair the lock now that they've been taken
Yep.
out? Okay. So Mace would just kind of like slide everything back together, rewrap everything in the chains, and Pluzak does mending again. The lock goes back.
Hey man, we found a good use for it once. Now we gotta just keep
Yeah,
using it for
keep using it.
nonsense.
Now that everyone knows you have it, right? Alrighty.
I may have a bard that might steal that idea in future escapades.
Yeah,
Use
so at
mending.
this point, I guess the question is, how do you proceed? You want to just leave? Keep searching?
Is there anything back here?
Nope, it would seem
Like
to
the
just be
side
kind of like a backstage exit so that, people could leave without going on stage if needed.
Okay, I want to take the backstage exit.
So that's fine. You'd basically just continue all the way around the outside, and it just comes back in here, like on the left side where Kara is. It's basically like an amphitheater, an arena sort of thing. So.
Hey ladies.
Hi. So what
Yeah.
happened? What's everyone okay back there?
I don't know. They stayed back there, but
I think Mace will just walk out normal, and he'll start heading
Yeah.
this way.
they found a play.
Alright, so Leif, as soon as you step out on the
Multiple
stage, no, I'm just kidding. Actually, in this case, you're fine.
my
You get
God.
to walk by.
The soup's making me dance.
Oh God.
What kind of fucking soup is that?
But no, in this
Um,
instance, like I said,
yeah.
you're fine. You're able to walk back to the party.
I would tell the ladies that Leif broke into a desk and took 5 plays, and I repaired the desk so that it didn't look like we broke in.
Wait, you're telling me that someone locked scripts in a desk?
Yeah, wouldn't you? I mean, if you wrote a script, you wouldn't want other people taking it. It's your IP.
I guess. All right. I don't know. I feel like notes or like maybe a journal. I don't know. I feel like a script is something like. Couldn't you just find that anywhere? I don't know. Whatever. Fair enough.
Have you ever gone to the script store to get scripts?
I have gotten prescriptions. Is that similar?
No.
No.
See? They're just not lying around. So you just lock them up.
I'm also not like involved in theater, so I don't know how that works.
Don't worry.
You lose money.
You
That's
will
how
be
it
heavily involved in theater. In another life.
That sounds ominous. Step slightly back from Pluzak. Oh,
All right.
God.
So
But
after glass dome and concrete dome, you guys want to go for a swim?
Yeah.
I guess we wouldn't know it's a swimming pool.
yeah.
I won't say what we call it, but yeah, head
So-
towards the pool.
As you approach the swimming pool, you would actually be able to note that that big empty kind of area in the center is somewhat of a like old fountain that is empty or has some level of frost in it. But it is no longer functioning the way that it used to, and it seems to actually not contain anything. You can basically see straight down to the bottom. No nothing. Just an old fountain. However, I will tell you, especially with Kara and the party, or Pluzak at minimum's passive perception, there are several buildings around you in this area that are intact enough you believe you could search them, go inside them. There's at least 3. Hold on a sec. There's at least 2 that are fully standing and intact, and you would believe that at the kind of southeastmost corner of this area actually lay the crumbled remains of one of the towers that you have been searching for these kind of steps in the what's it called?
Like, you mean like over here?
Arcade. A little bit to the southwest, but very close. It's more like the rubble here. seems to be kind of see how that tower is laying on its side. You think that that could be one of the towers. And then I would also tell you just take a look at what's kind of around you. There's one building that's got color on it, and then the big one, the biggest one in the area, basically, are the two that you would believe are still standing and searchable.
All right.
The only
Group.
reason I'm not trying to tell you exactly which is because, I like the names that you guys give the buildings, so it's up for you to figure out.
Do we want to go south to this building and then to the potential fallen tower?
Well,
South
are
to
we,
which building? The one with the red fronds on it, or
are we going?
Yeah.
Are we going out on the outskirts too?
We haven't done the outskirts for a long time.
So I'm just wondering if we're gonna run around, or are we just
So if
trying to go
anything, it would
through?
be from where we are to here to like this fallen tower, try to find what's intact. Then I don't know if we skip 85 and then go to Tower Finger, or right?
Mhm.
I don't have linger
Well,
on.
seeing
What's
as
this
how we're
hole?
right next to which one?
What's this hole right here next to Tower Finger?
That's one of
Definitely
the
a
things we're
hole.
going to check out. But seeing as how we are right next to this, might as well.
Yeah, then we can circle down, go through Forest
But
Castle.
we're kind of like in a mall-esque type of thing. Like I feel like this is all one shopping center. I guess. Does
Yeah,
that make sense? Looks like a shopping center.
Here too. Yeah, I like that. I think if we go down, up, over, around, we can kind of come in back where we were.
Yep, sounds good to me.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that was a pretty fair line. Okay. So we're hitting the one with the red tassels first.
The visitor center.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna give you some time. Make some names for me. I want to see what
I didn't
you
even know
guys
you
come up
could
with.
do
I like
that.
that.
Hang on.
How does one do that?
If you click the one that's the draw button, or no, sorry, right below it is a text thing. So there you go. Yeah, that's how the party's been naming everything.
What?
Hot Topic is fucking great. Bounce house. What's the pit gonna be?
That's what I'm trying to think of. Oh, I know what we can call it.
Somebody's got it.
You can write stuff too.
I know. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking. All I got in my head is dat hole.
Philly, yikes.
Well, it's either that or Newark.
Oh god.
It's oh, it's
It's Pit Bull, right?
Pit bull, I like that.
But
Oh
but
god.
it's only called Bull.
Yeah.
So whenever
Are we going to bull? What is bull? You mean like bowling? No,
You know
the
what?
pit.
You know what?
Pit bull.
I will concede that one. We'll go with Bull.
That's fun.
that's better than what I have.
I'm not taking away Hot Topic though. I think that's the better choice.
Hot Topic's
those
pretty
are
good.
good.
Okay, so I guess to the visitor center. Unless Blake needs a second. Are you still writing?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Alrighty.
I like all these. I was just gonna go San Diego whale's vagina for the whole.
Jesus. Visitor center. That should be. This bad boy. So, you
Totally
gents.
visitor.
Give me one sec. Silken drapes hang from the walls of this storefront, their surfaces swirling with illusory images of dragon's fire and twinkling starfields. A group of emotionless figures stand guard outside, looking for all the world like frozen statues. So essentially, as you guys approach this building, none of those six seem to move. They watch you.
Statues.
You can tell that they're still alive. But if anything, they just seem to stand there like guards. There is a door in the south-facing wall here, by the way, if you wish to go try and look.
Is this picture accurate of what they potentially look like?
Yes, and in fact, you have seen these sorts of creatures before. You fought them in the top of the tower with the hammer and anvil, and you weren't here last week, but they were also guarding the door Kara mentioned was welded shut on the observatory. And I believe they actually told you guys not to. If you were to leave the area, they would have left you alone. So yeah,
And we had to have understood them first. So
I think Mace has even actually told you before that there's some sort of magical construct. He was able to recognize that.
no, it's not a question of that. But like they're like, leave now and you won't be attacked. Well, we don't know what the fuck you were saying, so we walked forward.
Oh
anyway.
no, yeah. Sorry. No, Pluzak translated for you. With his Elvish, he was able to understand enough of it. But yes, regardless, it didn't ultimately matter that much.
I want to try and open the door.
I was. Leaf. Do you have a net?
Do I have a net?
Put a net on one of them. Tie it down.
Why?
Right?
Okay.
Why would I even,
So,
why would I even do
Kara,
that?
you walk up and wave at one of the guards. It seems, like I said, it watches you. It's responding to you walking up to it, but it doesn't move. It just stands there, weapon in hand, kind of like almost like a ceremonial statue, like the tip of the blade, touching the ground and like it holding the hilt. I would say, Leif, you can push this door open, no problem. None of the guards seem to make too much motion to stop you, but they do all mostly turn to watch. And as you open the door... Oh, sorry, I did the wrong one.
You can't see anything.
Yeah, no, I was trying to reveal everything because I didn't have to hide anything left. As you open the door, you would find essentially 5 more creatures, constructs. These are, like the ones that you fought in the lightning dodgeball, and you also fought them outside the observatory as well. So, again, kind of familiar to you. You would notice that they are tending to a bunch more of these kind of magical-looking silken drapes that are just hanging from kind of shelves and
fuck.
units inside.
We didn't label these right. This was the hot topic, apparently.
Yeah.
It's a hot
Alright.
tapestry.
We got a winner.
You can fix it when you go back. But yeah, so you see all that. Do you want to do anything?
I would yell at the party and just be like, there's those bald dudes again. They're like making sheets.
You would
I
actually
don't-
think less making, more preserving, or making sure they're not dirty, cleaning, keeping spotless. I don't know the best way to put it, but they're not making them. You can tell
They're
they're
not
more
making 'em,
caring
yeah,
for them. Yeah,
Mending them. Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Is it
They're
Pitbull?
they're they're like cleaning these tapestries. I don't know if we need any of this. We want to get into all
Oh,
this.
and
I
you know
mean,
what?
I'm down.
Leif, let me also just specify. They're in the center of this room. You see, there's like a circle with like 4 statues around it. That actually is some sort of a pedestal that it looks like you could probably go stand on. It's like just like a foot off the ground. And there are 4 crystal mannequins that are draped in finery around that pedestal, kind of facing it.
Oh, I do like a pedestal.
I'm gonna ask the statue if they need to be relieved of duty.
It would. Okay, so what language are you using?
Elvish.
Ah, perfect. So it would reply to you in the Netherese language that Professor Scant usually talks, but you have a fair bit of experience at this point. You know it's close enough to Elvish, and you've kind of heard a lot of it, so you'd pick up pretty readily. It would tell you, "I have no need of relief from my duty. We are here to guard the silks."
And are we allowed to see them?
You may browse, you may even be fitted, but you must not steal or harm.
When you say harm,
Do not set fire, do not tear, do not cut, do nothing of damage to the silks.
I'm going to relay that information to anybody that's near me. Kara, Leif,
Yep. I should
Lean if
probably
she's
put Valine.
here.
Yeah, Valine and Mace would be here. I'm just.
If Mace, and let them know that they are guarding silks. We can be guests and not break anything, right? You break it, you buy it, probably with your life.
They can't understand you, but for some reason, one of the ones just does like a thumb across its throat. It seems to know what Pluzak is saying.
I'd do this because it would be funny.
He said we could be fitted for them, so I'm curious if we could buy them somehow, or they have some special benefit.
Leif
And
Kara-
walks in
Okay, Leif.
after hearing that he could be fitted for one.
So 1 second, Leif, because as soon as you walk in, seeing as they're not exactly trying to hide their presence, no, you're good. You could go to where you were. It's not going to change anything per se. They're not trying to necessarily hide their presence from you. And as you kind of look around, just trying to take in everything in this store, and you know, it's got some lavish decorations, even after having you know, kind of fallen into ruin and being covered in frost in certain areas. And you suddenly notice there's a bit of movement in the rafters in the top of the room. Actually, 4 bits of movement. There's some spiders up there that just kind of sit there, watching you.
I'm gonna look back and just be like, I think it's spider silk. Should be.
What makes you
should
say
be-
that?
Should be fine. The spiders.
Kara gets on her knees, rolls over, sticks her head
One
through the
giant
door.
eye peeks through the door, and Kara, you as well see 4 spiders up in the rafters. No problem. In fact, Kara, give me an either nature, animal handling, or history check. Let's see if, because I think that there's a degree to which you as a character might have a better understanding of what these are than the others.
So
Oh.
nature, animal,
are
or
these,
history.
Yeah.
Ents, Eatons.
They
Alright,
look
my
like spiders
best
for the most part. But and Pluzak, I'll probably give you a roll as well if you walk in, just because I think you've done a lot.
An 8.
Yeah, so they just look like spiders as far as you would know. Your loss
Kara.
of memory does not allow you to remember things from your
Question.
realm.
Looking at.
Question.
Well, for
Can
spiders
I-
that big, they're kind of tame.
Can I use my slug to ask one of these spiders questions?
You can try. You could probably try and contact it with your slug. Let me look at your. So, let me pull up your sheet. Pluzak, you walked in. If you want to do a roll, like I said, animal handling, history, you got it as well. Okay. So with a 9, you as well would just believe these to be spiders of some sort. I mean, they're large. Clearly not normal spiders, but spiders. Let me pull Leaf's sheet up quick. And let's take a look at that slug of yours, buddy, and see if it can't help you out here. Okay. So it needs an intelligence of 3 or higher. Let me double check that. It does have an intelligence of 3 or higher.
Okay, so not good. Number 1.
Like, I don't like when you say these things to me because I
Okay.
don't know.
So I guess if you're just reaching out, you would be able to sense that the surface thoughts of these spiders, or at least the one that you're contacting, is just essentially a yearning to spin its silk. You would believe that it has. You almost sense it as like a duty, a job, a desire. You know, it kind of bleeds together in this just need to create robes.
So not slaves. Not slaves here.
Slaves is an interesting perspective. You would think it's more that whatever these creatures were, they were created for the express purpose of doing what they do. You don't think that they're forced to, but by nature of how inherent it is to the creatures, like thoughts, like, you know, basically you're reading its surface thoughts, and those surface thoughts are, I want to do this. You would believe that that's kind of its nature. Yeah.
I mean, I assume. Can I tell, like if I assume they're magical spiders, right? So that this silk holds some sort of like magical property.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair, especially considering everything that you've seen in the city so far.
um, I want to ask one of these bald dudes, what, and I can use my slug if I have to, like what these silks do.
Okay,
Why would you want to be fitted for one?
so you're asking that verbally or with your slug?
With my slug.
Okay. I think it seems surprised for a moment, but it would answer you, and you would sense through its thoughts. It would basically just tell you, these robes are magically enchanted to show the image you most desire during creation. And then actually, if anything, it would walk up to you. I'm just going to say it's this guy. And it would actually kind of like gently try and lead you over towards the pedestal. And it would just kind of like, show it with its hands, like point you in that direction.
It's gonna feel Leif like having sex with one of the spiders.
with Mallow's sister.
Oh,
He's like, man, I can't wait to tell her to transform into a spider next time.
It's
Yeah.
me, Mallow's sister, and a little baby Leif.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna just glance over at Pluzak, just be like, well, let's see what happens, and then I'm gonna walk up there, and I'm gonna get on the pedestal.
Cool. All right, so he'll step aside, and we'll just put you with that little alt button right in the center there.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So as you step on to this pedestal, all of a sudden, an illusion of a magnificently dressed human flickers to life before you and introduces itself. Well, hello there. I'm Silksmith Mixel. And it would basically say, this is your turn to have a robe made. So, Mr. Spider, and one of them will quickly come toddling over on the rafters, and it's going to just slowly descend behind you, and it takes its long legs, and it slowly starts to stretch them, and it takes your measurements, much like a tailor. Then it ascends itself back up into the rafters, and it moves back to its home, and you just kind of hear some weird noises going on up there. If anything, the other spiders might rush over, try and kind of help speed things along, and you would then have this kind of illusory person tell you, I need you to imagine any image that your heart desires. Look around you. You see all these fantastic silks? Look at the forms. Look at the images. And much as he says, it's like outside, just as much in here, there's silks that show raging flames. There's silks that show lightning storms. There's silks that show beautiful rainstorms. There's silks that show the starry skies. Anything that you can, not necessarily anything, because there's only 10 or so around the room, but there's lots of beautiful images that are just woven into these silks that basically shimmer and move, much like the kind of moving portraits from Harry Potter. It's probably the best way I can describe it. So what would Leif like to think about?
Okay, I'm gonna make it hard for you. Are you ready? I try and remember everything I can about my father.
Oh, interesting. Okay. It's not necessarily hard for me. The interesting thing is, I think if that's the case, as you sit there thinking of your father, you would hear the kind of clacking of these spiders' arms begin to move even faster, almost as if they can kind of sense this image, this desire of yours. And after about 10 minutes or so, the spiders would mostly return to their own individual nests, and this one would come back and slowly lower itself down, and it would lay over your shoulders a robe. The illusory design of this robe would actually make it look like thick hides and leather armors covered in exotic furs and basically patchwork armor pieces, very akin to the sort of kind of dressings that your father had. So basically, Pluzak, you would look over at Leif in this robe and think that, if anything, he looks almost like some sort of super, like, well-fit berserker fighter now. And I think I still have... Do I not anymore? Okay.
In Elvish, can I talk to the bald dude that's next to him and say, how much does a robe like that cost?
Absolutely. So the bald dude next to you would say, these
Your life.
robes are currently free. We have no need to charge as the city is in disrepair. But they were worth around 250 gold each by your measure. Just because that's what the book gives me, and I don't see any reason not to tell you.
Okay.
What'd he say?
I would peek out the door, guys. Guys, they're giving away free robes that make you look like a badass.
Leif would hear this and he would ask Pluzak, wait, why are they free?
Because they don't have a use for money now? I don't know.
So,
Do they have a
Leif?
service entrance?
by the way, Leif,
Leif?
just so
Yeah.
to remind you, this is kind of what I was trying to describe. You know, this is the portrait I used for your father. So,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
kind of dressed in kind of epic armors and things. If you have that robe on you, doesn't change your AC, but
I want to ask the bald guy next to me. I'm gonna say these robes are
free, we are the product, right?
yeah. These robes are free? Question.
yeah, it would basically you would sense its thoughts are just something to the effect of I have no need for money. We just have a duty to protect this shop and its silks. So there's no reason to charge you.
I want to ask him if is there anything I can do to how do I phrase this? I want to see if there's like acts of service I could do since they won't take payment money.
If anything, you would sense that it thinks it's kind of got a grateful sense to it, but it tells you, you know, the spiders, or at least the thoughts tell you, the spiders only exist for this purpose. If anything, by allowing them to create these robes, you are helping ease them of a generation's burden by which they have not been able to create.
Did you see the giant eyeball that peeked in the door?
And is trying to currently squeeze in through the door.
Right. I want to see if they can build if they can make a road
I think
big enough
it would
for her.
probably tell you if the large one wishes a robe, we can attempt to have the spiders take her measurements outside.
Hell yeah. Okay. I would.
Please and
I
thank
would,
you.
I would thank the bald guy. I would also thank the spider.
Okay.
And then I would step off the pedestal and make my way outside.
Yep. As soon as you step off the pedestal, the silksmith mixel disappears again. But yeah, that's otherwise completely, totally fine.
I tell Pluzak, they're free, like you said. They don't want nothing. You should get one. And I would also go outside and tell Kara. They said if you want one, they'll come outside and measure you.
Yes. If I'm gonna be this size for a long time, I want a nice fucking dress.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so we got plus 10 minutes for Leif robe. God, can't talk. Pluzak, would you like a robe made? I think they're all gonna. The spiders will wait inside while you're still inside to see if you wish to
Oh, yeah.
partake first. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you wish a robe, then the bald guy next to the pedestal will just kind of like point its hand out to the pedestal, just like Leif. Perfect. So we'll just Pluzak there. Again, one of the spiders will come down, and it'll start to take your measurements as this mysterious illusion of Silksmith Mixel appears, and he basically gives you the same spiel of, "Oh, welcome, I'm Silksmith Mixel, and anything you can imagine. Look at these silks around you. Any image you desire, our spiders will spin." And this one will go back up, and as you start to imagine whatever you wish to imagine, the others will join it, and they will start their creative process. And Pluzak, what is it you wish to imagine on your silk robe?
My home island with my family.
Okay. So, are you imagining it as like a scene where you're standing somewhere on the island viewing like an image that you know of just a look like a view that you really like, or is this more from like a bird's eye view of the island and you and your family are down on a beach somewhere that it can be seen?
This is like I'm standing in the water looking at the island
Hmm.
that's probably like only 100 yards out, and my family and myself are together on the island, but I'm as old as I am now instead of young child.
Okay, yeah. So after about 10 minutes, much like Leif, the spiders will return to their own little areas, and this one will come and it will drape the silk around your shoulders. You know, and you now have this robe on you, and like the bottom of the robe is almost got these waves that are constantly lapping at a shore, almost as if someone's standing in the ocean, just off the shore. And just as you said, it's this beautiful scenery of your home island with you and your family, just standing there and happy.
Awesome.
I think what I will do with Mace, you know, Valine is going to probably not partake. Or actually, no, Valine probably would partake if anything. She'll take and have a robe made. She will imagine it as a whole bunch of shimmering stars and specifically, what's the word I'm looking for? Constellations that are her favorite. And she's going to quickly pack that into one of her bags once it's finished being made. For her own purposes later. Just noting time for Pluzak and her robes.
So it's 10 minutes a robe.
Yeah.
Except for yours, which will be like
It will
half.
probably
I'm
be
assuming
longer.
mine's going to take longer.
Yeah, I'll probably
But-
have yours be like 3 times because you're 3 times the size. Regardless, I will let Mace do a robe next time if he wants to, but I don't want to imagine something for him. So we will retroact that time because 10 minutes here and there shouldn't matter, and I can always do that later. But then we will add another 30 minutes as the spiders will indeed start to shuffle their way out, and they will like start to surround you, Kara, and you know, much like when they were measuring the people inside, like in this instance, the spiders realize you're much bigger than them. So like one of them starts like climbing on the other one's back, and they're like trying to measure with 2 spiders, and like one of them's climbing up the wall, trying to measure your height properly from like the base of the wall to the top of the wall. But they think they do a pretty good job of getting the measurements as they do, and all of them will retreat back inside for a little bit and start to work on a silk for Kara. So Kara, what is it that you would think of while they design your silk?
To make it easier, she's thinking of a backless dress because, you know, wings. And I'm caught between 2 ideas. The first is the idea of the world tree, where it changes color as it goes up to represent the different realms. And the other is just, you know, the difference between life and death. So when she decides whether you're going to Valhalla or not. So it's kind of like, you know, a depiction of her job, basically.
Okay. I would say that I think the thing the spiders latch onto more is probably the image of Yggdrasil, if only because that's kind of what they do with these tapestries, is they try and design them to be as like opulent and beautiful as possible, right? So that image is definitely very striking even to them. So they will latch on to that thought of Kara's, and they will build a robe much like that. Yeah. So Kara will kind of shimmer in these multicolored layers of leaves and roots and bark as these intertwining branches and things spiral across her silken robe. And one of the spiders will just kind of come dragging it out to you, Kara. And it will display it to you, but otherwise will not be able to drape it over you quite like the others. That will be your job.
She will happily accept it, fold it up, and stow it in her bag.
Absolutely. Okay. So with that, that actually pushes you
she's
guys
giddy.
to 5 p.m., just so you know. But otherwise, yeah. Once the last robe seems to be made, the spiders, satisfied, return to their homes in the rafters. And for the most part, the constructs seem to just go about their business. The ones outside are, of course, keeping an eye on you guys still, making sure you're not like touching or damaging any of the silks. But yeah, besides, all that, it's status quo. Nothing's really doing no harm.
Well, that was interesting.
Kara, in a rare moment of femininity, this made my fucking week.
New clothes.
Is that the distraction you needed to not want to kill Oral suddenly?
Fuck no, she's settling down.
Oh, okay.
I said this made my week. I didn't say it ended my thought of. It didn't end my job.
Alright.
Over the past
In
week, we've been
Pluzak's world,
harassed.
Kara is
My
just
God.
like one craving satisfaction away from not being PMS levels kill Oral.
Yeah.
We've been hounded by Oral since we left her island. We've been hounded by assassins since we got back to town. We've had to fight a raging blizzard. We're in a cursed magical city.
Okay.
We've had a lot of stuff going on, and I got something nice. Let me be happy. For like 10 seconds.
I mean, you just shoved it in your bag. You're not even wearing it.
I'm
Like,
not gonna
Leif and
put it
I.
on here.
What? It's magical robes.
All I do is
what can go
I
wrong?
take a corner the wrong way and shred it on a building.
Oh, here we go. If you break it, I'll mend it.
I'm clapping. You just can't hear it.
Looks at the dress, considers the dress, looks at her armor, knows it's not going to fit over under the dress.
Your armor would probably fit under the robe. It'd be fine. I think the spiders, when they were taking your measurements, would have been smart enough to. I mean, these are supposed to be kind of like mages' robes, right? So they're supposed to be the outer layer of clothing. So yeah, they probably would have designed it to fit over.
Oh, I thought it was letting us design whatever clothes.
No, it was just like a silken robe, so it would fit over okay.
Okay. I misunderstood.
It can still be kind of like a backless gown style. It would build it to whatever you were imagining in your head still. It's just in terms of what they are. It's just something to go on over. Yeah.
I would
Gotcha.
ask Feline if Professor Scant wants some robes.
Professor Scan is like, I'm not even sure what I look like as a human, so no, I'm good, thanks.
Oh, does Chance get robes?
That's a good question. I will ask. Actually, yeah, that would
Throw
be
on
up to
another
Chance
10
himself.
minutes onto the clock and just assume that a chance gets a set.
Yeah, well, the funny
That's
thing is, much to that point, it's one of those things. I almost, I'd prefer to have that interaction when Mace is here because that's the whole point. But,
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think it is something that, if given the opportunity, Chance would definitely say yes. So we'll add plus
So
10.
you
for
gotta-
Chance
Also-
as well.
Yeah, yes to
See
the
if,
dress.
see if Mace brings it up for Chance. To.
Also, because mine took 3 times longer and is 3 times larger, does that mean it's 3 times more expensive?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, good luck trying to find somebody that will want to buy
Yeah,
a
exactly.
robe that large.
A house worth of tape. and
It
tabs.
definitely
You know what?
has
There
3
will
times
be-
worth of material, so.
They're like, wow,
there will
it's
be
a whole.
a buyer if I ever need to run a circus.
Yeah,
Wait,
you can make a
wait.
giant tent out of it.
Where is it?
Yeah.
I get it.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna find
Alrighty. Alright, with all that said
Okay.
and done, though, I guess the question becomes, just back to the map, do you guys want to spend some more time here? What's the thought?
we wasted an hour here. Technically, I think we're good to the
Was
next
it wasted
location.
when you got great clothes?
Yeah, I know.
From
I-
magical
somebody
fucking
said-
spiders? Okay.
So air quotes, wasted time, as in we spent time here.
But you're right. We do need to switch the names. This visiting center was really hot
was
topic.
actually Hot Topic, yeah. Oh, God, that's
No,
great.
hang on. He was right from earlier. It's hot tapestry.
Exactly. And honestly, Visitor Center is not terrible for the other building, too. You'll see why eventually. But, okay.
In my notes, I have to strike out visiting center or visitor center and now put hot tapestry.
Nice. All right. Now remind me, though. Next place to go, was it Tower Crumbles or was it going to be Visitor Center?
I thought
Actual
it was going to be
visitor.
Tower Crumbles.
Okay.
It's just south.
That
of
was
there.
that was the idea. So
Absolutely. Okay. Well, Leif's linking things.
This is immediately what I thought of with Kara.
Oh, with Kara's thing. Yeah. All right, fair. Okay.
My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt. But I
Nah,
couldn't
no, it's
stop
always
thinking
good. Always funny.
mega snuggie.
For your house, yeah.
When you get a chance after this, you should watch that whole video. It's funny
Oh,
as shit.
absolutely. I gladly will. I actually don't remember who I was talking to, but I brought up your fucking shoe body bop video. It might have been
Dude, I
Sarah,
love
actually.
that.
I think that's who
I
it
love
was.
that video.
That fucking video is great.
They're spinning off on everything now.
Regardless. Okay, so we're going to go to Tower Crumbles. I think that is 18. Yes, okay. This is an interesting one. Alright. So, as you guys approach, the remains of a toppled tower lie scattered around you, its fractured base protruding from the ground like a broken tooth, and it's teeming with crawling gray hands.
What?
Well, I think we know which one this is.
So you would believe
Necromancy.
that something north of 100, maybe even close to 2, tiny hands are just tirelessly scattering across this tower, slowly removing the debris brick by brick.
Makes me wonder how much progress these hands have managed to achieve in the what looks down at Valine. Couple thousand years?
Yeah, so Valine, and actually I'm on the wrong screen for myself, 1 second. Valine, next to Kara. Mace, next to her. So Valine would look down at the tower and just kind of be like, well, I mean, considering we actually can, I don't know, see the base of the tower now, probably a lot. They probably cleared a shit ton. Question, though, do we want to help? Like, because don't we got to try and find words? Like, what if they
Yeah.
remove the rocks with the words and we don't see them?
100% they're scattered somewhere.
Can I do a perception check to see if I guess the rest of the tower is here to look through? Did the
Yeah,
conical
well, I
part
think
that fell
even-
over have an area to walk through?
I think even with your passive perception, you would be able to tell this is kind of the section of the tower that you would want to be searching through if you were looking for the inscription. But there is so much rubble, cast about that, short of actually clearing every stone and looking, okay, does this stone have writing? Is it underneath this section? Is it on one of the walls here? Like you would have to actively clear this space in order to find any inscriptions that might be there. But you do believe this is the right kind of section of the tower.
So, Leif, do you think these crawling hands have an intelligence of 3?
That's what I was just thinking. Can I try and ask these hands who controls them?
Sure. What are you thinking, man? What are you asking?
Uh, uh, you seen any writing?
Okay, so seeing as the hands do have a high enough
Don't have
intelligence,
eyes.
but are not super smart, I don't think they're going to respond much to your thought. They won't, like the one that you're looking at doesn't really turn to you or anything.
got
It
an
just
evil
continues. It just continues its job. But you would very much sense that its surface thoughts are a desire to uncover its master.
One
Uh,
props up on its stump and starts American sign languaging you.
uh, have you seen any special rocks?
It
Wait.
still just continues its work with that same desire.
Who is your master?
So it feels a little bit of excitement realizing someone is asking that, and it just starts to point towards rocks over here.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn and look at Pluzak and just be like, they're trying to get to their master in those rocks over there. It appears that there's approximately 96 hands, and I'll kind of stare at Pluzak a little bit, just so he knows that I'm not that dumb.
Oh, you mean Master Kotovix?
So, as you say that, strangely enough, Pluzak, a ghost seems to appear, apparating next to you, and it simply says, in something close enough to Elvish for you to understand, "Is someone asking after me?"
Yes. Yes. Oh, great, Master Kotovix? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, sir, I am the great Katovix, master of necromancy.
Oh, wonderful. And I'm gonna look at the rest of the party and go, "Do you guys see him? Do you guys see him? Right?"
Do we see him?
Yeah, you would all see the ghost. In fact, you would watch as it just kind of takes and flutters harmlessly back over towards where the hand had been pointing earlier. And it just kind of hovers over the stones, like looking down glumly.
Kara looks at the ghost. Question:
Potential answer.
Did you
Big
die in combat?
comment?
Actually, that's fair. Kara would not actually be able to talk to it. It's only Pluzak currently. Or Professor Scant,
Okay.
if he's brought out of the
Not realizing that still because it made contact. Kara
Yeah,
would just
yeah,
you
no,
know,
it
"Did
just
you
wouldn't
die
have, it
in
wouldn't have
combat?"
replayed you. So. I missed its head.
Oh, I thought its head was those eyes. I thought you were doing something special there.
No. I fucking missed all of it.
Um. So, do you want to tell us what happened here, and maybe we can help you out?
It just stares at you and then looks at the rubble.
I just want to slide over to Pluzak, just be like, do we want to free this thing?
Yes, we want to help him. And then I'll say
do
it.
we want to, or do you want to?
We all
Kara's-
want to.
I'm gonna peer
Kara starts
over
rolling up
Pluzak.
her sleeves.
Okay.
And I would ask him if he would kindly tell us where we might be able to help find his buried body.
He basically just continues to hover over the rubble in this area, and he looks over at you and says, "I may always remain close to my body."
Okay.
Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me.
So, Kara, if
Strong
you're,
guys?
I guess at this point, just to make it a little bit easier, how many of you are going to try and start trying to like uncover, excavating the tower, essentially?
Well, see, I was thinking about just telling the hands exactly where to dig.
They already know. They're trying their best. They just are
Okay.
tiny hands that can't do much on their own.
Okay. Well, then I would help.
That's 2.
Kara just starts scooping stone off to one side.
Yeah, I'll presume Mace would probably help as well. Are you gonna help Pluzak?
Who's actually just going to continue to talk to the ghost?
Okay. That's totally fun. And I think Valine would probably help some, if only to see if there's anything buried here. So, I will tell you, if you wish to fully excavate the tower, it's going to take you guys roughly, let me think, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 of you that are, yeah. Like 12 and a half hours to clear everything. This would allow you your best shot at seeing if there's an inscription somewhere, though.
Well, we can't get into the tower without the inscription, right?
As far as you're aware. It's more, I guess, the question
Um,
becomes, are you trying to excavate just the body, or are you trying to excavate everything?
I mean, we could talk to the guy to see if he knows.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
the ghost would be
let's
able to
do
tell you
both.
there was an inscription here, but with the destruction of the tower, he doesn't quite know how or where in this kind of falling section it would be.
Well, then let's do body first, because he might be able to help. Like, oh, that's part of it. Oh yeah,
Well,
might be able to speed
if we
it
do
up.
body, do the hands then stop searching because they found him?
Well, that's up to him.
I guess. Guess.
I guess if we're gonna go for the body first, then I think we would dig in an area that's roughly that.
Yep, that's fine. So we'll say that if you want to excavate just the body, it will take probably like a fifth of the time. So
Okay.
somewhere around
Well,
2.5 hours.
Pluzak could talk to this guy and see if he could coax the inscription out of him while we're doing it.
Yeah, you
I
could.
don't think he knows, but
I guess we'll do it this way. So it's gonna be plus 2.5 hours to excavate body.
I mean, convince him
So-
he's incorporeal. He could go through the rubble and look through it and see if he can find the inscription while we're digging him up.
No, if anything, I guess I would just ask Pluzak, what are you saying to him while the party's working?
I'm just, you're the first, Grand Master that we were able to meet that has been able to communicate back. And, while we do see the city is in ruins, we would like to know, like, what actually happened here.
Yeah, no, okay, great. So if anything, he would actually kind of stare at you for a moment, forlornly. But seeing as his corpse is being uncovered, he would kind of take and probably float closer to you, Pluzak. Give me one sec to grab him. I might have a hand as well, but we'll move that back later.
Eh.
Um,
The hands are
And-
moving. It's fine.
and I guess he would just start to explain. Well, actually, as he floats over, he would take what you said first about, being the first one that you guys could communicate with. And he actually looks at Kara and says, "Ah, yes, I see. You have indeed come across other what was she? One sec. I gotta find the right-
Transmuter.
Yeah, the high transmuter, Metaltra. Odd to see her sticking out of your friend's bag like that.
yeah, we're trying to see if we can, get her to come back to life.
It would likely be difficult. She was the best when it came to transmutation magic. I wish you luck. As
Thank
for
you.
what you asked in relation to the rite of the Arcane Octet, I of course know it. I partook in it plenty of times. It was the only way to the Mathilar and the Center Tower.
Awesome. So I would like to tell him all the parts that we know and see if he could fill us in with the rest or if at least his part.
I think he would tell you, if you uncover my body, I will tell you where the inscription lies in this tower. But you must prove yourself and gather the rest. For we each separately took one of the rites with that purpose in mind.
Got it. Got it. We'll find your body and get you uncovered.
Okay.
Uh,
With that being said, would you join the party, do you think? Or still just let them do it?
no, I still want to know like what happens to the city.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Um,
Forgot you'd ask that question as well. Yes, so I guess as they continue to excavate, he would just tell you, I will give you this. One sec. Roll me a d20, please.
oh boy. Yep.
Yep. So he would he would start to regale you with a tale. You see, back when Ythrin was still Ythrin, when it floated through the skies and when the sort of magical experiments took place every day, the city's creators would often use things like giant mimics as construction tools and beasts of burden. So he describes to you these fantastical scenes of literally, deadly creatures, things that you would have never believed could be used as domesticated beasts, basically being cattle, livestock, helping create this city.
I would ask if the tomb tappers were theirs as well.
He would tell you those were a different construction of theirs. Tomb tappers. Let me do this quick. 1 second. Do that. So, I'm trying to find a specific detail for you. 1 sec. So, the Netheries designed the tomb tappers. They created them. They're basically a construct designed for the express purpose of being sent into the Underdark to exterminate the enemies of the Netheries. That is also partially why they were, drawn to like these magic things and or magic items, I should say, magic sources, and often the creatures that they would kind of have these things face were things like mind flayers, drow, Duergar, stuff that you've also faced from the Underdark before. He can tell you kind of their able to sense things by vibrations on their skin. That's why they don't need sight. And that, as you've kind of found before, they can kind of sense magic pretty readily.
Okay. I would ask him about the adult. What is it? Farum? The creature we found in the Taj Mahal.
Okay.
That has the stinger, injects people with eggs. Like, if that one there is like a live one, or not live, but like resting or something.
So he would tell you it is technically dead, but it is also still best to not disturb a Faerun, whether dead or alive. I'm trying to find where my information on them are. They are inherently evil, so often seek to destroy and devour, and are often considered like world enders to a sense that they will not stop.
Does he think a Taras could beat it?
He believes that I don't know. What is this thing's CR? It doesn't even have
Oh,
one.
that's weird. That didn't pop up.
Give me one sec. I don't know, Fred. That's a good question.
Oh, these gifts don't work the way they're supposed to. That's bullshit.
Is there no...
Diggy hole.
Yep. We're digging a hole, so
Might as well.
I figured it was appropriate. Unfortunately, the gift failed me.
Ah, there it is. Okay. Technically, he believes the Tarask would probably be able to kill a Faerun, but it's a classic example of how many Faerun versus the Tarask, right? So, if it's just one-on-one, the Tarask should come out on top, though.
Okay. And I would ask about the Ebon Star leader. I don't know if you can see from here. Do you know if he still dwells within the main tower?
Yeah. So he would be able to tell you to be wary, as while he himself is not quite himself anymore. Irialarthus is still in existence within the city.
And if you were gonna teach an inspiring necromancer or something, what would be the one thing you would teach?
That's an interesting question.
Because I dabble.
Because I dabble.
And I'd be like, I'm trying to build a carafe.
Ah, okay. He would tell you, especially after hearing that, the binding of life to flesh is a sacred act that must be done with care. For once the soul and body combine, they cannot be easily separated. So I would tell you, always make sure to have as much or as little disparity between the form and the soul as possible.
Okay.
If you haven't heard of soul sickness, just know that it can kill, and it hurts a lot.
Soul sickness can kill and hurts. Yike. Must be in the next chapter. Look to the party. Anybody want me to ask them any questions as they're, sweating, doing all this manual labor? Just standing there talking to them in my robes.
Kara hucks a boulder off to one side. What's the obelisk do? The broken one?
Oh, okay. That's an interesting question.
Yeah, I would ask that question.
So, I just need to look at the number for that 1 second. It is 20-something, 21. So the obelisk, 1 sec. He would be able to inform you, Pluzak. The obelisk was designed as kind of a failsafe. It was a precautionary measure that in case Ythrin ever experienced some sort of catastrophe, it could rewind time to before that catastrophe happened.
Well, I guess the failsafe didn't work.
Would you say that out loud?
Yes.
He would tell you it simply means that it was never activated. No one ever went to actually have it rewind time. It's not that it automatically happened. It was just there if it needed to be used.
It's not. Yeah.
It's still a gun. Someone has to pull the trigger, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hucking another boulder. Probably not a great idea considering it's freaking cracked.
Okay. Do you think there's a way to repair the obelisk if it's cracked?
He would tell you.
I would have to find
It took. It took.
conjurer.
Well, no, I mean, basically, he would say, it took the power of all 8 of us being guided by Eriolarthus to create the obelisk to begin with. I doubt that, short of us all of us to repair it, it would ever be able to be brought back to full form if it is truly damaged. But being damaged in and of itself seems unlikely.
Okay, so maybe it's just cracked and it's not completely damaged.
If you wish to ever test it, it would require Eriolarthus's staff in order to activate.
Okay, so not only is it horribly constructed because it's not automatic, but you need a special key to make it work, and if that person didn't want to rewind time or died, then yeah, okay.
I think he would, definitely say something to the effect of, like, we all trusted Eriolarthus with that decision, and it was necessary in order, for that decision to be specifically within his hands so that the power was not abused. Chronomancy is very powerful.
Leif, you got any questions?
Yeah, was this guy a fucking basement dweller? Jesus Christ.
No, just moving rocks.
Okay. If you have any other questions, Bluzak, that's fine. He can still answer. But I will say that, after excuse me, I'm gonna cough. Ooh, snuck up on me. All right. I will say that after about 2.5 hours of work, you guys would be able to uncover a skeleton from beneath the rubble. When the skeleton is exposed, Pluzak, I mean, like I said, there's still enough time if you have a couple other questions, we can get him in there. But at that point, I believe he actually would disappear. Get back to that section quick. Yes, his spirit would be laid to rest at the point of his corpse being unearthed. I would tell you, Pluzak, before he goes, as he kind of watches the party as close, he would look at you and say, "It has been fun getting to talk to someone again before I go. I will give you the advice that you should take the necklace from my corpse, for it is a necklace of fireballs."
Oh.
Of course, you're the only one who knows
Excellent.
that, so that's up to you to
Yep.
decide what you want to do with. But yeah, so if you have questions, let me know. I'll have him answer, but otherwise he'll dissipate. Let me know.
Garrus swipes one rock off. That wasn't rock. Found it!
He just waves goodbye to the party. Bye-bye. Bye now.
You know where the scroll of
Bye-bye.
Tarask is?
As he dissipates, he'd be like, probably with Eriolarthus.
Oh.
He would also have told you, I should add, I'm going to move your square. Over here would be where you would need to look for the inscription. However, the hands, once the body is uncovered, would simply swarm the skeleton and then start to carry it off to do whatever it is they're going to do with it.
I would grab the necklace
Okay, absolutely.
carefully.
I'm going to just get rid of you for a second. Oh, I have a lot of hands. minutes. I gotta go try and get ready now. Thank
Yeah, I would probably just ask him where the
you. The Mythilar.
Mythilar
Yeah,
is located.
so he would tell you it's at the base of the center tower, but it is within the force field.
Shield.
So actually, the thing that you have labeled as Mythilar, let me switch maps quick. If you look, you did put it with a question mark. That is actually correct. It's just that is within a force field section. So, good job on that one.
Woo, we were right.
So, let me put you back to here. And I will say, you can. It would probably take another like 2.5 hours to uncover this other area because it's going to be removing the same amount of rocks, but you will uncover the inscription by doing so. Do you guys want to just spend that other 2.5 hours?
Yeah,
Yeah, but I think by the time we do that, we'll be able to
If
take a
Fluzak
long
is helping
rest
out
at
as
that
well,
point.
then it would drop to probably closer to 2 hours.
Yeah, we do that, and we could actually take a long rest.
Potentially. It would be 2 hours. It would be 9:30. So by the time that you go find somewhere to rest, essentially, you would be ready to long rest, yeah.
Add to.
Okay, so 9:30 p.m. day 79. And I will tell you, or I will copy it down, because I think that's going to be the best bet. Once you uncover the script, Valine will have Professor Scant translate as always, and you would get this.
Trace a circle with the ashes of the dead.
Yeah. At this point, I'm going to
gonna-
give the dogs their bones quick. So we'll do our general 7 o'clock break. I'm going to put you guys back on the map of Ythrin so that you can discuss, maybe where you want to go next or whatever. And then I'll be back in a minute.
Well, perfect. Pretty sure between you and Valine, we've got that 7th step covered.
Yeah,
I gotta
just
run.
kill
I'll be right back.
Valine, and we'll have the ashes of the dead.
Or just use one of your many zombies.
Oh, right.
You're not wrong either way.
Dude, I have a necklace of fireballs that nobody knows about. Oh. And it doesn't require attunement.
Really?
Yeah. I have to ask Rick how many fireballs it has on it. Because it says the necklace has 1d6 plus 3 beads hanging from it. It's a
So
third
what happens
level
if you just throw the
fireball,
necklace?
DC 15. Yeah. Oh, okay. It says you can hurl multiple beads or even the whole necklace as one action. When you do so, increase the level of fireball by 1 for each bead beyond the first.
Throw the whole necklace and just nuke fucking oral with it.
I mean,
I want to assume
it's
the
probably
Winter
better.
Maiden is weak to
Yeah, but-
fire.
Well, I don't know. Maybe not weak to fire.
Less resistant to.
Maybe. I don't know.
Look,
But
I've been playing Pokemon. I've got type sets in my head right now: fire versus ice.
Right. I'm with you. The only thing I would think is that if you do so as you do it at a higher level, right? It only does 1d6 more damage. Right? So it does 8d6 damage on a failed save, half as much on a successful one, right?
Yep.
So if you throw 2 beads, that's only 9d6 in one action, right? It would be better to just throw 1 bead and then the next round throw another bead.
I don't know. Hey, we don't know you have this. I'm just saying as a fun thing. What happens if you throw the whole necklace? And you answered that question.
Yeah, well, We'll see how many beads are on there, I guess.
Fair enough. Well, I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back.
You're the only one.
I see.
It'll be interesting if we do smash the transmuter to bits. Now that we know that's actually her.
Hmm. Well, I've been having some thoughts on what we could do. So we've got the crown currently on the statue, and it's in theory
Oh, I forgot
absorbing
all about
memories.
that.
What if we take that crown and throw it on Oral?
Good luck.
It's a thought.
Yeah, but I mean, it's gotta be
By the
tough.
time we get there, we're not going to be resistant to its effects, probably. But I mean, we're either going to trash the crown to get the memories stored in it, or we're going to trash the crown and it's going to fuck with one of us, or we're going to fucking just keep it on the statue forever and make it a lawn ornament. I don't know.
Oh, I've returned.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, I'm back. Sorry for the delay.
Welcome back.
I decided to die coughing and then take the most dehydrated piss of my life, so that was fun. Time to
You
get
could
some water in
probably
me.
drink some fluids. Yeah.
I have been. It was very surprising. 228-ounce things of Gatorade today and a whole bunch of water.
Yeah, you would. I think you'd be pretty hydrated.
Yeah, I would have thought so too. Anyway, questions before we continue.
Yep. How many beads are on the necklace?
Ah, yes, that is indeed an answer I need to give. I'm going to tell you, and we're not going to tell the party. Because I think that's more interesting. And then if you wish to
We don't
pass it
even
to
know he
someone
has
else,
it, so.
then that's up to them to learn. So I'm kind of curious, because I don't know if this is actually, like, a thing. It doesn't mention it. I'm looking it up again right now. Yeah, so it's not specifically mentioned, but I'm curious. With the steps of the octad that you guys already have and the towers you've been through, do you feel like there's a correlation at all between the steps and the towers? Or at least the schools of magic?
You mean in what order they have to be done?
No, not necessarily. More like, for example, you just found draw a circle on the
Trace
ground
circle.
using ashes of a corpse from the necromancy tower.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you feel like there's a correlation between the tower and what the step is asking you to do? Like, what are some of the other ones you guys have? I don't know if I've got it noted. Which ones you do?
We've got 7 out of 8 that we know of.
Mhm.
First, shield thy heart with a wand from the Nether Oak.
Okay.
Haven't found anything that qualifies for that yet, but that's the step.
Mhm.
We don't know what step 2 is. Step 3, a burnt palm looses the tongue, shed a secret about yourself for all to hear. Fourth, coax a secret from another, which feels like it contradicts the third one if somebody is just sharing one anyway, but this is a ritual. Fuck if it makes sense. Fifth, quench thy flame in thy palm with ice. With how literal everything else has been in this place so far, I think that's literally you have to be holding a fireball in your hand and then you have to douse it with ice.
Okay.
Sixth, hide thyself behind a mask. Maybe it's as simple as put on a mask. The one we just got. Seventh, trace a circle with the ashes of the dead. I just read that as salt for everyone. And 8, stand firm in thy circle of death and consume poison. Again, with how literal this shit's been.
Mhm. No,
That
absolutely.
might
It's
be
just
what qualifies
So-
as poison. Do we consider alcohol poison? Because if so, Leif's got that covered.
yeah, you'll have to
So,
try it to find
yeah.
out for sure.
right? So this makes sense because that's from the transmuter, right?
Mhm.
And the illusionist gave us show thy
I have
face
the
to the
schools-
sky.
Which was
hide
actually
thy face.
yeah,
hide
mask
thy
your
face
yeah,
behind the mask,
yeah.
right? So it does make sense. Like they do correspond to the types of magic.
Yeah, the only reason I ask is it's not actually explicitly called out, but it was one of those things that as I was reading through, it kind of like, oh, this seems like it's kind of themed. This is interesting. So I just kind of wanted your opinions on if you guys thought so too.
I do agree.
Yeah, it's interesting stuff. I'm really curious to
The
see,
only-
much to Chris's point, how you guys approach actually dealing with them. No, each step. So
The only one that throws me off is Tower Crab, because that one wasn't a school of magic. It was an observatory.
but what you're not remembering is that it was a broken piece of another tower that had fallen through the roof.
Right. Okay.
Tower Crab was not actually one of the 8 towers. That was an observatory. Not that Kara knows what a telescope is, but that's what the slide was looking through.
Yeah. I mean, then it's probably a good thing we went to that tower then, because if we'd just gone to the ones that were just straight up like, oh, this looks magical, we'd have been missing a fucking symbol.
You missed the one, yeah. You guys have done a really good job of kind of searching this area in general, though, so I'm not super worried. You'll probably find just about everything. But yeah, so you guys are at Tower Crumbled, where you're intending to do a long rest. It sounded like. Do you want to go somewhere else for that long rest? Where do you think is safest to do that?
Hot
Maybe
tapestry.
bust into Hot Tapestry or bust into the visitor center. Or go back to the Thunderdome, because I fit in the Thunderdome.
You also fit in Tower of Crumbles.
Yeah, that's true. I think Mace would probably say that if you're truly looking to be in something, Thunderdome does probably make the most sense.
Because with patrolling monsters, yeah, granted we don't have the rock to worry about anymore, but if I'm sitting outside, something could see us.
Yeah, but they think you're a giant tree with your robes on.
Fluzak has a
Go
point.
to the forest.
And you got a fox hanging out in those branches. Yeah, you just a giant moving
You know
tree.
what? Sure, we'll do that. I'll dress up like a giant fucking tree and we'll rest outside Hot Tapestry.
Oh God, is that actually what you
Like,
guys want to do?
you
You're
here?
just gonna hang there.
You good?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Blake, are you here? I thought I heard him. Maybe not.
Yes, my bad. I'm shoving my face full of food.
Oh no, you're good. As long as you're here, man.
I-
Do you have any particular
yeah.
care in one way or another?
No, no, not really.
Alrighty.
Good with it.
I think Mace would still definitely push for going back to Thunderdome, but I think that's outvoted regardless. So put you back on Hot Tapestry. That's this bad boy.
Let me erase that line. Never mind.
Oh, sorry. Were you trying to?
Because I put a line going from Crumbles up to the visitor center. I was just going to get rid of that line. But I can do that when we go back to that page.
Yep, that's fine. Yep, bye. That's fine. Good luck out there. Okay, so. Okay. Right. So yeah, you guys would go back over here, and I guess they'd be kind of surprised almost to see you a little, but for the most part, no status quo has changed. As long as you guys don't approach the tapestries, the guys out front will leave you be.
Sarah will just lean up over here with her robe on and just be like, I'm a tree.
The spiders, not that you can tell, are like gleeful at the fact that their robe is being used as camouflage because it is such a pretty design. Long rest. Okay, so I'm going to tell you. You did make a good choice. I was thinking if you guys were out in the streets, I was definitely going to have random encounters potentially still hit you. Because this building has been guarded for this long, I don't think Arl's minions would be coming this way. They would have probably already interacted with this place and left. So I'm going to say you guys will be able to have a pretty pretty decent long rest without too much issue. So go ahead and give yourselves the long rest, but I do need something from you all. I just need to find where it is. And of course, if there's anything that you guys want to do in terms of, making things or talking to each other, that's absolutely possible during the long rest as well. Where is it?
I just want to read that.
Absolutely. Sure. So we can get you to do that. So before we go too far, though, let me just get from everybody a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, here we
We
go.
all-
Here it is.
From everyone. Yeah, literally everyone. I gotta go to the other.
Are we all grouped up when we do this, or no?
I'm going to say Mace's bonus does not apply because this is an innate thing. It's each of your characters has to potentially overcome.
Had to ask.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's the way that this is. I think it's got to be without it for once. Kara,
Was
you
it?
can
Had to ask.
do Ein Herjar to people if you truly want, because it's technically pretty free. Like, it's not like we're in initiative. So if you want to dole those out, if you have any left, this will be happening during the long rest. So
We haven't actually had a full day's rest, so I am completely out.
yes, okay. I was not sure if you had any left. That was all. Okay.
No.
So,
But I nat 20'd, so that's everyone else's problem if this is a problem.
Yep.
yeah, we'll
yeah,
see.
we see that.
So this, and then I need Mace as
It just means
well.
you have to save us.
Yeah, if there's a problem.
Apparently.
Yeah. So we will do.
I'm gonna roll my random number of those for the day. And I
Okay.
get 4. Cool. I actually got a decent amount.
And then. Did that? Hold on. I gotta check something. I'm just gonna do this again. Weird. Okay. That's fine. And then. Oh, is it because of this? Oh. It must have been.
So we're saying the long rest started at 10 p.m. ish.
Long rest started
Give or
at
take?
10 p.m. Yes. Sorry, give me 1 sec.
Okay.
And then let me actually do this for Mace. Oof. Okay. So, okay. So we'll do it this way. I'm gonna flip that. Yeah. I'm gonna make a kind of hidden DM choice here, and we're gonna have something to operate in a different way because Mace is not here. So. For Pluzak, you're the only one I think who's going to sense this of the party members. So I need to send you something. You are going to gain this.
Gain something, as he says when I fail a saving throw.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Right. I'm going to send you that. Okay.
oh, and a private message too, so you know it's good.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Now here's
Oh,
the
it says use all the fireballs?
yeah,
Got
all
it.
of them at once. Kill the whole party. Strange.
Oops. The tapestries are gone?
Yeah.
The spiders fucking just pull out knives and start stabbing. you.
Yeah, they start shanking Pluzak. But no, so you got to worry about that for now. I will tell you at the end of this long rest, I'm going to have you do another save. That by nature of how this works. So at least you're kind of got that coming. But for the long rest, that's what Pluzak is going to kind of be thinking.
We're doing this? Okay. Okay. I see.
And I would tell you as well, Valine seems to be shifty just as much as before, and she's going to go kind of find a place to like huddle up in a corner and just watch everyone and stay away from everyone during her long rest.
I got eyes on you, Kara, through that wall.
Yeah, it's more she's just like these things in the building as well, you know. She's just making sure nothing comes near her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and then I also need Kara, Leif, and have Mace do it. D6 roll, please.
Oh, okay. 4, 5, 6. I don't know what we did, but we did it in lockstep, clearly.
Yeah. Leif. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So that's the thing that I needed rolls on. Now the long rest itself would just kind of continue taking place. So, like I said, Valine is going to be kind of doing her own thing. Mace, I guess, would check in with you, Kara, just see how you're feeling. If there's anything, he can help fix your gear up or anything while we're on the downturn. But otherwise, if you don't need him for anything, he'll probably go off and chat with Chance for a while.
That'd probably be fine, because just her and Leif deciding if they find liquor, what they're doing with it.
Okay.
Drinking it. I don't understand.
Yeah, but do we drink it here, or do we take it back to party when we're done?
You just drink it all the time, just as soon as you have it. I don't understand.
Where I'm from, the drinks are always flowing, so you kind of pick and choose your moment.
I mean, I guess that's true. I don't really pick and choose. I pick up liquor and choose to drink it.
You get along with him.
All right. Pluzak, give me another.
Just make sure if you die within eyesight of me. I'll make sure it works out for you.
Yeah. Give me another con save. I think. Yeah. Give me another con save, quick. I'm just gonna have you do this now. Oof. Give me.
2 ones and a 9.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh,
It's okay. This one doesn't have
Pluzak's
any.
back, baby.
Yeah. This one doesn't have any effect. I just needed to know on something in a little bit, so you're good. Nothing further. I'm gonna give you one little thing though, because you've seen, or at least have experienced this before. Okay. Because I do believe you as Pluzak have actually expressed that thought before.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
just for confirmation. But otherwise, there's that. And anything else that anyone wants to do during the long rest?
If we're gonna have just an uninterrupted rest, then sharpen weapons, mundane crap. But other than that, not much comes to mind. I guess maybe contemplate the steps we have and see if I can actually determine what would be right answers. But I think that's more subjective than actual function. Translation, I'm good.
Okay.
I would
Hold on.
probably just write in my journal how I met the like a dear diary, how I met the Grand Master of Necromancy, and crushed on him a bit, and we got information about the obelisk, and write that in the journal. That we would need the staff to make it work, and if there's ever been documented like devices like this in the past.
Yeah, so I think that you would probably at least receive some level of response back by the end of the long rest that, like, there has been documented cases of other Netheries obelisks that were believed to be related to chronomancy. You don't know that they would necessarily work the same way, but, like, that being in a Netherese city sounds kind of par for course from anyone who's done any studying or research into those people, essentially.
Okay. What else? I do my cooking.
Ah, okay.
My
So
long
some
rest
treats for
cooking
people.
as well. Yeah. Let's see what that is.
All right. So long rest to 6 a.m. Day 80. So at the end of the long rest, you guys would also get your 10 bonus HP
Oh yeah.
from the Morning Lord.
Yay, Morning Lord.
Uh,
So- If anybody wants a, oh, actually no, never mind. I'm gonna hold on to all my cooking treats.
I gotta check something. I gotta figure out when you guys entered the city quick. 1 sec.
We entered the city 16 hours ago. But as of this long rest, we have been in the city for 24 hours.
You entered the city at 6 a.m. day 79. Yeah, okay. So I need her to do one more. Okay. Cool. All right. So end of the long rest. Where do you guys think you want to go next? Let me do back to here.
Plan was to go up to the Welcome Center, right?
Yeah. Actually, hold on. Did I just miscount something? We might need to do one thing first. 1 second. I gotta check something on my notes one more time.
These
Sorry,
ones,
I'm trying to keep track of one thing that's been across this entire thing through the city, so I have notes scattered all about it for it. Yeah, that's +2, right? And then that would have been 3. Okay. So Pluzak, you're the only one inside with Feline, right?
Yes, I was.
Okay. So as you kind of...
Maces, I guess.
Ah, true. Okay. So as you kind of look across to Feline, you would notice that she's huddled in the corner, almost like she's retching. Clearly not well. I mean, even with what I sent you, you still have some level of, like, so...
I would stay back like this.
Okay.
And I would ask Valine, who was it?
I don't, no, there's something's wrong. Something feels like it's bad magic.
Who did it? It was Mace, wasn't it?
No, she just starts kind of moaning. She's not really able to answer you at that point. However, you would
There's
notice
Kara.
that her flesh seems to start to almost bubble and warp.
Is it time for me to take your soul?
I actually think maybe.
Oh my god!
She actually looks up at you with kind of water in her eyes, and she basically, the last thing she's able to choke out is, I don't want to die. But at that point, she will fall to the ground, and her body is going to start transforming. You do have a chance to do something before it fully does, but otherwise, we're gonna have to enter initiative. So I'll give you one turn.
Transforming?
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
man.
If you got basically a surprise round, put it that way. She seems very weak as well.
Meanwhile, Kara and Leif have been discussing fish baking recipes.
Like, weak as in spare the dying? Or...
You don't think she's weak in that sense. It's more like, with how she is now, you don't believe it would take much to actually put her under.
Spells. Which one do I use? Fireball looks like a good one.
Are you sure?
Uh,
You're in the tapestry house.
pretty sure. Uh,
Alright.
that
Looks like
doesn't.
we're gonna have to kill everyone here.
It's only against attack. That won't work. Uh, maybe I can reduce her size so she doesn't do any damage to us.
There's like blood starting to seep from her ears and nose now. Her eyes are just like dribbling tears and blood.
Gentle repose, but I don't know if that would. Yeah, that's a corpse or other remains, so that's not going to work. Heat metal is not gonna do anything. She's not dead yet. Animate dead won't work. Man, this is. I just don't know if healing her is going to help or not. And
Do you want to try and do like an arcane check or something, arcana or an insight or a investigation? I mean, anything you
about-
think would be.
can I do like a medicine check
Sure. Yeah. Exactly. Pluzak's pretty
to
interested
see
in
if
that.
like healing would?
Yeah,
would
you could
help
take a
her?
glance at her, try and tell from a distance exactly what's ailing her in the sense. Yeah, absolutely. Give me a medicine check.
Hey, I didn't fail.
Yeah, so actually, as you're watching her deteriorate, you believe that whatever is occurring, much like I said, is some sort of a transformation. You would think that healing her would do nothing but prolong her suffering in the sense that if it were truly to help her return to her normal form, that would still continue to transform after the healing is done, so it would just kind of redo the same effect that it was already having, or it would either on the other hand, potentially further speed up the process by, basically healing it to whatever this new state it's trying to become is. You don't necessarily think in either regard it would be a way to return her
it
to
would
normal.
do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, you just don't think it would return her to normal.
Okay.
I would
so-
say you could also tell there's no physical wounds or anything. This is some sort of symptom from a different cause.
Okay.
A sense of death is happening that I am not present for. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. Not really death. I'm just trying to think of a command I might be able to use to tell her to have her not transform.
I mean, at least with a 20 medicine check, you could tell that the way her flesh is like warping and bubbling doesn't seem to be very under her control.
I mean, it. I'm not there.
Okay.
I can't say shit.
Okay. Then let's cast Dispel Magic on her
Interesting.
and see if that helps. So choose one creature within range, 120 feet, verbal semantic. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends.
So,
For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spell casting ability.
yeah.
So DC equals 10 plus the spell level.
So I'm going to just tell you it doesn't seem to take much effect. While the source of this is magical, it is not a magical effect on her anymore. Not in the sense of Dispel Magic would be able to work on it.
Okay.
I'll just be blatant. It would require at minimum like a greater restoration.
Not happening.
Yeah.
So I attempted. That was my
Yeah,
turn
yeah,
before.
absolutely. So at this point, I'll just have everyone that's in the building at minimum roll initiative. So we'll have Mace and you. That was
And I'm
supposed
gonna-
to be Mace anyway, so we'll just redo that. Temporary for 10 for him. Leif, you can also roll initiative. Kara, I don't know how you'd make it in the building is the thing. Roll initiative, I guess, just to...
You said everyone roll initiative, so I did.
It's more just I'm thinking like I don't know what you're gonna
What's
do,
up?
but
She's gonna shoot arrows through the window. Right?
Yeah.
She's
Gonna
gonna
get
lay on
that
the
out of the
ground
way.
and go.
guess so. Okay, so
I
you
can
roll-
technically teleport inside and then do whatever and teleport out, but that'd be a waste of both my second level slots at the start of the day.
So it would be Leif who gets to go first. Go ahead, Leif.
Wow.
I guess you would have heard Pluzak. Pluzak is verbal somatic. Yeah, so you would have heard
Yeah.
Pluzak chanting, but you don't know what's going on inside really.
Well, I did shout.
That too. Yeah, actually that's fair.
Who did this to you? Which one was it? Was it Mace?
That's fair too. Yes.
What now?
I assume I can't go through this window here.
Through the window. Through the wall.
So you could probably see through. You could probably see through the window, but not
Busting balls.
not like walk through it or bust through it. You'd probably go through the door.
I guess on my way to the door, I would just kind of glance in the window, but I'm not really seeing anything crazy. Just Pluzak chanting, I guess.
You'd see Pluzak chanting, and you would probably see Valine kind of doubled over on her hands and knees, with drops of blood kind of falling to the ground from her facial area.
Got 5 left. No, it's fine. Yeah, we'll go all the way in here.
Okay.
And I just be like, what the fuck is going on?
We should probably get her out of here before everything attacks her or she attacks everything in here. That's what I say to Leif. No, I do not say that. I do
You
not
don't?
say that.
You don't
I
say that.
say to Leif, was this you?
Was what me?
And I point to Valine.
I've been outside this whole time.
That's what somebody would say that did this.
Well, Kara's outside the whole time too. Did she do it?
That's what somebody would say that did this.
If we're just blaming people, did you do this?
You would try to blame me if you were the one that did this.
Oh my god. Is she gonna start destroying
They're having this
tapestries?
conversation while she's just fucking morphing on the ground.
Is she gonna destroy tapestries?
Probably.
Oh my god. Okay, 45. That's 55. That'll give me 60. Okay.
Probably.
We're gonna go here.
Okay.
That's what somebody.
Do I still get a bonus action if I dash?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And then we're gonna pop an echo out.
Okay.
He's gonna have a net,
Okay.
but I can't do anything. Right, because I
chilling
dashed.
with
I
a
think
net,
so. I
right?
mean, can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you didn't take an attack action. I wasn't sure if you could unleash. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna look at Pluzak and just be like, we'll scoop her up, and we'll throw her out the window.
They never did say anything about the windows.
That's true.
Right.
That is true.
And then Leif is literally, or Lafette is just standing there with a net, just ready.
Okay.
Because
Awesome.
he can't do anything.
Totally fine. So then we would go to, I guess Mace. Mace, Pluzak, Caravaline. Yeah. So Mace would, I guess, approach you guys 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so I see we're trying to grab her. Do we want to, like, knock her out instead? Or,
It was you who did this, wasn't it?
Pluzak, I don't think anyone did this. She seems to be infected by something.
Yeah, and you would be the only one that doesn't get infected by something like this.
I don't see any of the rest of us doing this.
It was a spider? Do we have to burn this place down?
I don't think that's smart. Not with the... Okay, I don't know what's wrong with you right now. We're going to focus on that later. Valine now.
Nothing's wrong with me. Look at her.
That's what I'm trying to do. May's just very confused. And then let me just check. Does he have anything spell-wise that might be good here? So I think he would let you know he can cast Hold Person on her if necessary. And he'll hold an action to do that if you guys want him to do that. I think that's going to make the most sense. So if at any point you guys wish her to be Held Person spelled, he will cast that. Alrighty.
I mean,
Probably
to,
a good idea.
to put a technicality on this, if she's transforming, doesn't she cease being a person?
It's still a
Depends
humanoid.
what she's transforming into.
Yeah, as long as what she transforms into is still a humanoid, then it would be fine. Or are you saying you want him to use it now instead? Is that
I'd say use it now because this way she stops moving and we can pick her up and move her.
Okay.
Without potentially getting hurt.
Okay. Wisdom save. That was supposed to be as Valine.
She's not determined.
That was supposed to be as Valine, but she fails to Mace's DC, so she'll be paralyzed for now.
I mean, we encountered a Slad. What are the odds she's undergoing that transformation?
Did she, though?
We don't know. She's been fucking regressive and like cagey the entire time. Maybe she had one in her and didn't tell us.
I don't know what those are. I wasn't here for that stuff.
No, I'm just saying Slads in general. You know, the fucking xenomorphs of the D&D world.
I don't think I've ever encountered one.
You had us fight one in your campaign as an off day. Remember the Death
Did I?
Slad?
Oh God!
Yeah.
All right.
Put that.
So, she's paralyzed. It's Mace's turn. Then it goes to was it Pluzak then Kara? Yeah, Pluzak. Your turn.
My turn.
Yeah.
So she's held.
She's Held Person. Yeah. She's paralyzed.
Is it an action to pick her up?
Yeah.
So 5, 10, 15, grab her.
It's technically a grapple, so it's a attack action. If you have 2, you can do that and something else, but I don't know what Pluzak does.
So 15.
She has disadvantage because she's paralyzed, so you have a better chance than 0.
She actually automatically fails.
25, 30. I'd be able to almost make it out the door.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go here and I guess grapple her.
Yep.
which
She auto fails,
is
so you get to move her. Yeah, the
and
paralyzed.
then, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 here. And I'm going to say, somebody did this to her. We're not responsible for her actions. We're getting her out of here.
Is that in like Elven, so that the constructs hear you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
One of them would just be like, "We are grateful. Don't harm our silks."
Do I have a bonus action? I can't bonus action fireball, so. Oh, I could bonus action this. No way. Awesome. Okay. So I am going to bonus action this. Where is it?
Ah,
And
okay.
I'm
Perfect.
going to
Yeah.
move 30 more feet.
You get to dash now and every time and anytime you want as a bonus action till the spell ends. Yeah. Go ahead and move wherever you want. She'll just come with you.
Yeah, just since we'll say this is still outside, we're good. So that's
Yeah,
5,
absolutely.
10. Get her away from the building so she can move next to me there.
Perfect.
And I would tell the guards in Elvish to protect the entrance of the building.
Yeah, okay. So they would kind of nod and on their turn would kind of like move in to better protect the entrance. Absolutely.
And that would be my turn.
Okay. That was a good turn. Okay. So you get her outside. Kara, you would technically get to go before Valine because she crit failed. So.
Okay. I mean, move over to make sure I'm probably can make the distance, but yeah, okay. Move over to this and just I don't even know what I can do because you mentioned that I think if I was going to attempt to do even anything, I'd need at least greater restoration. I have lesser
That was,
restoration.
I mean, yeah, that was Pluzak's judgment by the spell that he used, yes.
Well, lesser restoration reads as you touch creature and can end either one disease or one condition afflicting it. And the
Yeah, no,
condition
like I
can
said, by
be-
nature of... Like, it's not that you know, you can try that if you want, but it's not going to do anything when you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've got my last pill.
That might be a more interesting argument.
Fuck it. I will reach into the bag and pull out that pill and just force feed her, or force
So,
feed it into her.
tell me what that item is one more time, and then I need to check this quick. Okay.
When you use it, removes any exhaustion levels and ends the poison condition on you for the next 24 hours. You regain maximum hit points on any hit die you spend.
So it's just poison condition and what else? The hit die
Exhaustion.
max? And exhaustion.
And max hit die,
okay.
yeah.
So then I don't think it would do anything in this instance.
Well, I used it, so...
Yes, she downs it. You would notice that, you know, it. She responds to having something shoved into her mouth, but otherwise she seems to just continue bleeding and writhing.
Well, my action was to use the pill, and there's not much else I can do.
Alrighty. Alright, totally fair. In that case, then, it would go to Valine herself, and it would be at this point that she would start to basically sprout sharp spines from her back, and you would notice her body shape start to warp a little bit, like her hind legs, the ankles start to extend, some sharp nails start shooting out of her fingers and toes, and her head starts to warble and bubble. She almost starts to look similar to something you guys have seen before. Not quite fully transformed per se, but she begins to look similar.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Well, at least it's not a slad.
Again, she's still kind of halfway through, like halfway between right now. Maybe the better way to do that is to actually just have her below the. There we go. But
you choose whatever picture you want. Doesn't matter.
no, it's just it's she's still about halfway. She's not fully transformed. We'll do it that way to represent. But that's going to be her turn. Is she just screaming and transforming essentially? And at this point, it would go back to the top of the turn order. So Leif.
All right.
Still got that net in hand on that echo.
Yeah. Yeah, that worked out nice. 30. Okay, so we can.
I still have her grappled.
You still have her grappled. She is still paralyzed. Actually, I need her to do a saving throw. No, she auto fails because she's. Oh no, wait. That one she probably has to still redo because it's the spell. Yes, that's the case. It does the. Okay, one sec. Feline. Wisdom save. It's supposed to be as Feline, but yeah, she still fails, so she is still paralyzed. Continue, Leif. Sorry, she's still paralyzed.
I guess Leif would kind of look at the party and just be like, do we kill it?
I'm trying to remember our conversation that we had with these guys that told us all the information. They told us a bunch of stuff about the city. I think it was you, Leif, that communicated through telepathy
No. Let's see.
with them. And that's how we got all the information about the Archwizard of the city is a floating human skull and blah 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 and blah blah blah. But I don't think we remembered.
They thought they were still themselves. They didn't seem to realize they turned into what they turned into.
Yeah, I think that's what you're kind of scraping for, Pluzak.
Yeah. So we can see if she gets through this. And if she's not combative, right? Because then we can keep her, right? We don't necessarily want to hurt her.
Kara's kind of in the mercy kill camp right now.
I mean, listen, she dies, I figure out how to take her soul.
Sure, but do you want a corrupted soul?
Well, I
Is
guess
it
that's
really
kind of the
corrupted?
question, isn't it? Is she corrupted now? Will she be when she's transformed?
If she fully transforms, I guarantee it's corruption. If she's not fully transformed, there's a chance she's partially corrupted.
Is this what he was telling me about? Oh, was I getting a warning from him? Oh no.
Leif's just gonna kind of wait there and see. Like, he's got his sword out. He's ready. He just doesn't want to be the one that attacks first.
Okay, so is it fair to say that you're like holding an action to attack her if someone else attacks her?
Yeah.
All right.
He's just kind of like, he's ready to kill her, but
Yeah,
like he's like, no one else seems to like really be on the train.
Yeah, so I guess we'll put you close
So
enough to
if it
melee
makes
and
you
we'll just
feel
have you
any
wait.
better, unless a compelling argument comes up before my turn, I'm killing her on my turn.
Okay, so we'll say Leif's holding that action so that we can move to Mace. Mace would, I guess, kind of be in the same camp as Leif in the sense of he's really unsure of what's happening. He's just going to flank this thing with chance in hand and kind of look around just, are we helping or helping?
I like how this is the zombie scenario, right? Somebody gets bit by a zombie and we're like, no, not a zombie yet, so we're not gonna kill it, right?
how
kinda
do we manage this? But yeah, he will also hold an action to fucking strike at her if someone else attacks, just to try and put her out of her misery as quickly as possible if necessary. Jesus.
So
So I
And
guess
then it
my
goes to Pluzak. Yep. And then Kara, and then her.
Okay, so I guess I try to take her soul with my
Ah, okay. So-
array set.
Yeah, so at this point, I would say it probably makes the most sense that you would take. I believe you were taught how to make the array. Would it be in your journal, do you think, or would you have it separate on something, or?
Yeah, it would definitely be in my journal.
Okay.
I would have wrote it in my
So you
journal.
take and you set up a whole bunch of array flags around her. You properly prepare so that you can basically trap her soul in an array inside of your notebook, as you were taught to do by the array master back in High Heaven Myriad Doorways.
So now I'm just supposed to.
Yeah, so now
Kill her.
if you truly believe that if she were to die, any soul that she has will be yours for the taking.
I would then shout out, "Kill her now!"
Okay. So Kara, it would go to your turn with
Do it
Pluzak
live!
shouting, "Do it live! Kill her now!"
and
And
down
everybody
comes the
just
axe.
attacks all
Yeah,
at once.
literally. If Kara, go ahead and swing, and then we have everyone else just brutalize this
Leif
poor
just
girl.
sees it. Okay, we're doing it. Mace sees it.
If
All right,
anything,
we're doing it.
I get the feeling Leif sees Kara twitch, and his sword's in her before Kara's spear is.
She's like pulls her fucking spear out.
I don't know. Kara's got gravity coming down with this axe.
Oh god. Okay, so Kara roll damage. Leif, go ahead and roll your first hit. We'll have Mace roll his first hit, and then if she doesn't die from these three, then we will do another round. Where is Chance? Oh god. So she's gonna take. What do we got from you, Chris? 11. Another
Yeah, 11 for that
14
first
from
attack.
Leif, and another 13 from Mace. That's 33? 30, no, sorry, 38. 38, yes.
And
38 is gonna be quite a chunk on her.
then I can attack a second time.
Yes, everyone else technically can too. I usually do full attack action with my helds. So you go ahead and do your second attack, and then we'll roll Leif and Mace's as well. 16 will definitely still hit her. You as well. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I'm not doing this right. All of you are technically crit hitting her. She's dead. I just remembered
Yeah,
being
no,
paralyzed.
she's-
Yeah, she's paralyzed still, right? And I'm pretty sure I'm
Yeah.
going to look that up, and I'm pretty sure the paralyzed condition. Automatic critical hits. Any attack roll that hits you is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of you. Yeah, so all of you guys would basically double the damage you did to her, which was more than half her health on that first round. So, yeah, no, I think she's plenty corpse on the ground.
So
Pluzak,
a stab from Leif, a smash from
From Chance,
Mace, and a
yeah.
beheading from Kara.
Exactly. Yes. So her body falls, finally stopping its weird transfiguration, and Pluzak, you would watch your array start to glow, and immediately it would correspond with the kind of matching array in your journal, and you would just see it start to settle and finally shimmer in a way that the array had not done before. And you are able to very confidently say you have Valine Harpel's soul within your notebook.
And I just let out a tear, a single tear. Nobody knows if it's one of happiness or sadness.
Okay.
No, it's 100%
fantastic.
happiness.
Yeah,
With you in your current state of mind, that's 100% happiness. So with that moment over, Kara would kind of kneel down, say a quiet prayer, and fish Professor Scant out of the bag.
Did you guys crush Professor Scant as you destroyed and mutilated her body all at
Jesus.
once.
So, I would say that Professor Scant is still in her pouch and totally fine. Although, if you pull him out of the pouch, he just kind of looks around and is like, "What's that weird thing on the ground? And what was all the weird thumping and slashing sound?
And he
Where's
just
Feline?"
turns in his orb.
Sees bloodied weapons, a corpse on the ground that's in Valine's clothes but doesn't look like Valine, and he's just, what did I miss?
Valine started turning into a monster.
Valine
Literally.
was kind of always a monster, but that's neither here nor there.
So, remember the one-eyed creatures we met outside?
Yes.
She was turning into one of them.
He'll kind of take a moment and just, do any of you feel funny?
No, not currently.
No. Do you feel funny?
Immediate suspicion cast onto Pluzak with the drawn-out no.
Please, Zach, do you want to try and do a deception roll? Are you trying to deceive the party?
What do I need to roll for that?
We'll do insight.
I
I don't
matched.
know. Do you have advantage on that from one of your runes?
Yes, I do.
That's awesome. Okay, then I would say you're definitely skeptical. With meeting. Pluzak doesn't seem to be inherently lying per se, but you also do realize that he might just be saying his truth.
Potentially.
I mean, isn't that what Pluzak always says?
Yeah,
His
yeah,
truth?
exactly. That's why I think it works. But he would, I guess, tell you there's something that's been reported every once in a while in and around Nethery's artifacts that the ancient magics that they wielded they're very powerful, and they can kind of bleed into people and potentially cause otherworldly effects.
Could you be more specific?
No, because oftentimes it's not exactly consistent. It seems whatever this Nethery city might do is this.
No, not only are we fighting the clock of Oral, we're fighting the clock of the city itself trying to corrupt us into monsters.
I mean, if you're strong enough to overcome it, there are plenty that aren't affected. It seems Valine, sadly, was getting on in her years.
Kara's gonna just take a moment to cast protection from good and evil on herself.
That's interesting. Roll that for me. Let's see if that would give you advantage on the next check on having to do that.
I don't know if I have the spell in my sheet yet.
If not, I can look it up on... Okay.
I'm just making an assumption here. I don't know if it'll actually
No,
do
I know.
anything,
It's a really interesting idea. Charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. Okay, so it doesn't do anything against disease, so I'm going to say it won't actually help in that instance. But it was a really cool idea. Like, keep throwing that stuff at me, because I don't want to keep saying no, sadly, but like it is good concepts to try. There's enough description on how this thing works that there is some wiggle room. So.
All right. 2 seconds.
does
I have to go
mending
upstairs and help someone with something. I'll be right
Absolutely, no problem, man. Does mending work in what regard?
To save somebody.
Oh, no, sorry. I think mending would do a great job of fixing the holes in Valine's clothes where the spines kind of pierce through that transformed in her flesh. You could do that. You just, like, fix her clothes. Like, her silken robe that was, like, destroyed is just fixed over the Nothic body.
I'm definitely taking her silk robe out of her backpack.
Yep.
And I'm gonna take her entire contents of her backpack.
Okay.
I think somebody said they already took Professor Scant.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of out of the bag right now, but I will, if anything, write him down in your inventory, just that someone has him, and then if he gets transferred to someone else, we'll have them do it. Okay. So 1 second. Okay, so you would definitely find she has a spellbook on her. She was wearing some bracers of defense. She also had a wand of magic missiles. So I think those three things are basically what you'd be able to find outside of Professor Scant.
Awesome.
I will put those in the. Well, and actually, here, let me do this.
I have so many magic items now.
Copy this for
I
you.
gotta start handing these out like candy.
Yeah, or maybe it's time to try and see if
Get a
Gemini and
super
Marino will
powerful-
stop by for you. All right, so copy. Oh, hold on. Can I grab these two? Yes, I can. Okay. I'm not gonna go through very specifically right now. So these are what she has available. I don't know which ones are part of the spellbook and which ones are just part of her. So I just want you have access to all of them because technically the spellbook has all of them. Yeah, so that should be it. I would also say the wand is probably fully charged. I was using it and keeping track of the charges, but after the long rest it would have regained 1d6 plus 1 expended charges, and I'm pretty sure I was only at like 3 charges used. So yeah, I'm just going to give you the full wand, let you figure it out from there.
Oh my god. So bracers don't take attunement.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Oh, no, the bracers should. Bracers of defense requires attunement. Yeah.
Oh, it does.
The
Why
wand
did it
does not,
show up
though.
There.
The wand shouldn't.
Refresh my page.
Or maybe they changed it with new bracers? Is that a thing? They've been updating
No,
magic items
it
too?
says it when I click on it, but it's not showing items. It's not showing up under items requiring attunement at the bottom. You know,
Oh,
where you have
weird.
to pick 3 on your character
Yeah.
sheet.
Yeah, weird. Let me look at your sheet and see if maybe it's just...
See if I equip them, if it appears there. Okay, so I have to equip it and then it appears.
Ah, that makes sense.
Attunement.
I actually think that's... I've run into that problem on D&D Beyond before.
Okay, so
Pluzak finally getting defensive. Alright, so
I
much
mean-
to that point, actually, so we'll say that this happened during the long rest. So I think Leif, at one point you also mentioned wanting to read one of the scripts. So while Pluzak attunes to these items and you guys finish out the long rest, I'll play it kind of a little more fast and loose. Which one of the scripts do you think would have drawn Leif's eye? I'm going to go read the descriptions of them again for you. Just give me a sec. Okay. So you would have had 5. They would have shown... essentially, each cover has like a person, like a silhouette. One of them shows a person with a noose around their neck. Another shows a person with a knife held behind their back. One shows a person with a fairy whispering in their ear. One shows a picture of a person with some sort of demonic shadow terrorizing it. And the last shows some sort of a fool or jester performing a handstand.
Probably the knife in the back.
Okay, so you would start to look through something that you realize is titled A Blasphemy of Kings, the Script of the Traitor. As you study this for an hour, it basically tells the story of 5 siblings, each expecting to claim the throne of their late father. Each protagonist is attempting to prove their worth, and they kind of reveal that they're all, in fact, having been dead the whole play, having perished alongside their father in some sort of cataclysmic event that destroyed their kingdom. However, the way they died is related to the title of their script. So the traitor, the knife held behind its back, was essentially, turned on by one of their siblings. You end up with this. Let me send this direct to Cunt Prime.
just so you know, we were driving home and you sent that message in Discord and it pops up on in my car, and my wife just looks at that and she's like,
I was drinking, thanks. Jesus.
she's like, what? She's like, one of the guys you play D&D with?
You're like, yeah, it's just an alcoholic guy that we play with. Don't worry about it.
I do adore the fact that your wife is like aware enough to be, yeah, that must be one of the D&D fuckers. That's amazing. Now, Leif, I will say there's nothing that prevents you from telling others of this. You just kind of feel this unease settle over you. But, otherwise, that's that.
Shouldn't have read the book, Leif. Told you.
Yeah, I mean, everything's fine. I don't understand. Seems great.
Cool.
Fuck! Anyway. Soups, we're cooking soup. Soup's good. Soup's a thing. Quick clarification, and this could be here. Do I know this? Like, I understand
Yes,
this?
I think you would have a
Okay.
general sense. So, between things that have occurred in Leif's past and the fact that you have this general sense of, that issue, you're aware. You just don't really necessarily know how to overcome it on your own, maybe?
Right, so I just, like, that happens, I'm just like, fuck. Here we go again. Okay. Well, knowing that then, I would, look at the party and just be like, so, guys, you remember a long time ago, I had like a staff and that. I ended up giving it to Pluzak. I couldn't sleep. Things happen to me. Sometimes I attack you guys, but I don't mean to. So we
You gonna
shouldn't.
attack us again?
No, I wouldn't want to kill you guys.
But are you gonna attack us again?
Well, I think you think everything's about to attack everybody. Somehow you convince us to kill. He just kind of looks down at the dead body. Anyways, so, I might be cursed, maybe, and it's not as bad as you think. It's not as bad as you think. I've had worse. I just can't really do anything that would help you guys. Which I don't do that much of anyways, right? So I don't really see this being an issue. But we might have to go back to the whatchamacallit, the play place. Whatchamacallit, the theater. Yeah, that's where the people do the dancing. Yeah. Not the one where they take their clothes off. The one where they keep their clothes on and they try and make you a better person.
A church?
The insane asylum?
I mean, no. Remember where we chained that desk up? Yeah, we might have to go back there. I don't really know, but I'm not gonna help you guys anymore because I can't, because I'm cursed.
What did I miss?
I wish I didn't know how to read.
I didn't think you did.
He just proved
Okay,
it.
I might
What the
start
fuck did I
attacking.
miss? I walk upstairs to fix a cable box for like 5 minutes.
So Leif decided to prove he could read, and he took one of those scripts out and he read while Pluzak attuned himself to his new magical items. And in
Oh wait, did we
course
lose
of
Valine and I didn't get a say in what went where?
that is potential. Valine was looted. It was a magic wand, bracers of defense, and a spell book. Pluzak has them.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
It could be discussed. Fred even said it might be time to start doling stuff out, so you guys can figure that out. But essentially, Leif, again, proved he could read, and now he's cursed, which he has informed the party of. Way to prove your intelligence, though, buddy. I'm really proud of you.
I'm smart.
It's like, see, I'm smart. I can read, and all I think of is Star Wars Episode 1. Just because you have the ability to speak doesn't mean you're intelligent.
Oof.
Qui-Gon Jinn, man.
Pluzak pulling out the deep Jedi lines.
Well, I guess the appropriate question is, who here wears armor?
Or who doesn't?
Well, the answer to who doesn't is answered by who does.
I think the only one, all three of you wear armor. Pluzak doesn't.
All
right?
three of us could use it.
No, I can't because I wear armor. The bracers of defense only work if you don't have armor or a shield.
Is that true?
I believe.
Well, there you go.
So yeah.
Yeah, no armor or shield. So I
Right.
guess I'm the best person to wear it.
Mhm.
I'm the only person to wear it.
I would have said Mallow, but he's not here.
Correct. Yes, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
But yes, the
Awesome,
bracers
I just got my
are
shield
yours.
back.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, hey, it's just either you could trade the shield in or you could trade the bracers in, right?
Yeah. All right.
One leaves you with a free hand.
But I think his shield is a
plus
+1 right now.
The shield.
Right? Isn't your shield a +1 right now though? So it's technically +3.
I got rid of the shield.
Oh, okay. That's right. You downgraded to a normal. Yeah.
Yeah, because I wanted to cast spells more, so I got rid of the shield.
Yeah. Actually, if anything, then it's probably more fitting. Yeah. Even more so.
Yeah.
For reason.
So, the spell book, I can't
I
use it, so I'm not
yeah,
worried
spell
about it.
books, I'm probably
Oh,
gonna
you know
keep,
what
but-
that also means, Fred? I think technically, if you're shelled up, you also still get a +2 bonus because these are magical.
Oh, that would be awesome.
So this is like the only thing that you can actually use to improve your shell.
So I get a +4 on top of it now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Alright,
what? You're 19 normal, and then you're like 21.
Well, I'm 17 normal, so bracers give me 19.
19, yeah.
And then I would get +4 on top of that, so it'd be 23 when
23. Nice. Okay. You're getting close to those mace numbers.
Yeah. Well, I can't do anything, but I'm shelled up.
Hey, you've been a shelled up doorstop before and actually done something with that. So don't say that you don't do anything. You've made it work. And now you're an even harder to break doorstop.
Yeah.
Alright, so, the
for
last thing...
magic missiles. I was thinking
blue shell someone, have
possibly
Kara
mace.
fucking bowl you at some enemies or something.
Yeah, I'd say give the magic missile wand to Maze. That is a fair call.
I also not sure I want to give it to Mace because he might just let Chance eat it.
That's more reason to give it to him.
Yeah, and if anything, what I'll do is I'll
Okay.
just hold on to it yourself for now, and then have that
Yeah.
as a potential conversation with
Discussion with-
Claw when he
yeah,
actually is here. I think is better. But I think that's a cool idea. And if Chance were to eat it, he would just allow. Well, actually, there's this whole thing I got to talk to Claw about because Chance is going to have access to certain spells as long as Mace is willing to let him use one of his spell slots to cast them. So that could be part of that list as well.
Oh, dude, we can have him eat the wand of web too.
Yeah, that's
Out
actually
of
one of the things
curio-
I think you missed, Fred. With Chance being a person, he essentially admitted to now having retained a lot of the memories of their father. So he has access to a lot of the spells that their father knew. Not that Mace knows that yet,
Oh,
but
okay.
that's where
So
that's coming from.
What script did you read, and why do you think you're cursed? Because you pulled a bunch out, right?
Well, so so there's like, you go to those places and
I
like
don't
you
trust 'em.
sit and you watch and they do like the dancing on stage and stuff. So the papers I have they're like the ones that tell them what to do, right?
Uh-huh.
Right. So I read one and I'm cursed.
Is it because you didn't read it correctly?
I mean, obviously I read it correctly. I don't need a little book to tell me how to read. I don't have to
A
write my
book
little
doesn't
notes
tell
in
you
it.
how to read.
Oh, I know things. I don't have to ask a notebook.
Well, clearly you didn't know this was cursed.
I mean, we should have guessed it was chained up.
Valid, but
Yeah, but why would it being chained up mean it's cursed? Just
keep
means
it
it's
locked away.
valuable.
Do you want to? Well, here. Do you want to read the next one?
No.
I would say Valine could, but
She can't read shit.
that's
no, huh?
not happening anymore. What happens if Professor Scant reads it?
I think Professor Scant would be able to at least tell you. Well, considering the way that I'm manufactured is not necessarily more than kind of a magical personality, I don't think there's much to affect on me. We could try.
I'd rather not have our only functioning translator of all this get cursed.
I don't know.
Just
if I
me?
trust you.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if I trust you right now. You're acting kind of weird.
What do you mean?
Well, the only person you didn't trust before all this was Mallow.
That's not true.
Oh, if it is, you never said anything.
I didn't Zardoff?
Zardarok.
Zardarok?
this guy's still pulling it out. I love it, Fred. Campaign long. I love it.
Narrows eyes.
And Mace goes.
You didn't trust.
No,
you
no.
didn't trust Zardarok either.
Mace looks at you and goes, "But did you trust Grandalfa?"
I did.
Oh God.
Okay.
I still love that memory of you guys running through the fucking fortress. Pluzak, Zardarok or Grandalfa.
Yeah, it worked.
It was
Look,
the
we-
greatest call out, yeah.
It worked. It's so. Okay, so let's connect the dots here. Valine started acting paranoid when we got to the city, then she turned into a monster. Pluzak is acting paranoid after we got into the city. He might be the next to turn into a monster.
I'm not paranoid.
I don't know that yet.
Why would I be paranoid now? I have a soul. I am very close to completing my lifelong goal.
So, which one of us do you trust enough to think that we didn't do this?
I'm not sure who did this, but it did get me a step closer to my lifelong goal.
What is your lifelong goal?
To create the caress. I've told you this before.
Life's like, just checking, making sure you're the same turtle.
Okay. Turtle checks
I knew
out.
that. I wrote it down somewhere. I just can't read it.
I'm afraid to read things now.
Yeah,
'cause
I'm just
evidently
never
when
reading
you
my
read,
notes again.
You get cursed.
I always
So-
knew that reading was bad for you.
Do we know? Do either of you two have the ability to remove a curse?
Nope, that takes greater restoration. Otherwise, I would have did it on Valine.
Do you not have access to the lower level one, Fred?
Lesser restoration?
No, remove curse.
Yeah, there's a spell remove curse. I thought it was part of Druid. I might be wrong though. Because I know you can change spells out on a long rest, which I might let you argue for if you guys actually want to, since it would cost the spell slot, and then you'd have to sit on the spell until the next long rest as well.
Let me check.
He's like this whole time.
Well, no, because the problem with remove curses, it is also just as much specific as like anything else. So it is literally just a like low level curse. much to the point of other things do call out needing higher level stuff. So
Spells.
I mean, I'm saying this in the sense of you're currently the cursed one. I'm trying to save what's left.
No,
actually, I gotta remember
I don't know.
what
Leif is
this-
cursed.
I know.
Dwarf curse is
I'm
3rd
saying-
level, and it is cleric, paladin, warlock, wizard.
Okay, I don't know how accurate D&D Beyond is to
So no.
Claw's sheet, but Claw has the potential to learn Remove Curse.
Yeah, because it's
Can he
paladin.
switch spells as a pally?
On D&D Beyond, he's only prepared 7 of 9 spells.
He might not have done them all from level ups, but I think I'd have to look at Roll20 as well, because he usually does it on here.
That's why I'm saying I
Oh,
don't
actually,
know if
though,
it's accurate
good point.
one-to-one.
He has Remove Curse on his spell sheet. That was a good point. I hadn't looked at his yet. So he actually can offer to do so, if you guys would like.
Yeah, definitely remove the curse on Leif.
Okay.
And it's a shame we didn't know that, because we could have tried to use it on Valine before we executed.
It wouldn't have worked, so you at least save the spell slot on that. Give you the heads up.
That would have been awesome.
hmm
Oh man.
Yeah, no, sadly, with where she was at, it was like Wish Spell or Greater Restoration, I think, was all that could get her. So, we will roll that, and... well, actually, does he have... Maybe I'm reading this
Why
wrong.
am
Hold
I
on.
missing?
Second levels, he has 3. Does he not have third level spell slots? Wait, what? He should, right? Level 1, level 2... Yeah,
You might not have programmed him on that sheet yet.
No, he has 2. It's just for some reason it's representing a 0. Either way, I'll put him down
Because
to
you
1.
took a long rest. Maybe.
No,
didn't
I
reset.
I did the long rest on the sheet and it should have refilled it. It's his actual Roll20 sheet for some reason is not showing him as having 2 third level spell slots, but his D&D Beyond one has it. So I know he has them. It's just not on the Roll20 sheet for some reason.
Okay.
He has the
Well,
spells programmed in as well, so I know he knows he has them. It's just Roll20 being weird. Regardless.
Fair enough, but
Leif, you would at this point feel, once Mace kind of lays a hand on you and casts Remove Curse, that the kind of binding grip that was forcing you to feel like you could not assist your teammates is dissipated.
Nice.
so you're gonna burn the rest of those papers, yeah?
Well, I figure we just read the rest and see what they're about.
Yeah. Why don't we have Professor Scant read them?
Or we could just burn them because they cursed you, and we don't want to risk it with
We can
you know.
trick Oral into reading them.
Do you think that bitch is gonna read anything we hand her?
Yes. We tell her it's the Codicil White.
She knows what her own book looks like
How do you know?
because she literally described it when she tried to take it back.
So I would like to. Oh, I would like to.
I don't
Uh-huh.
believe that.
We're going to. What's it called? There's a thing for it. Where is it? Right. So we're gonna echo Avatar. I'm gonna
Oh,
make
okay.
my echo. But I'm reading it.
You're gonna make your Echo read it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Okay, so which of the remaining ones would you like your Echo to try and read, I guess?
As Pluzak runs away.
What?
We're gonna read the one with the
I
fairy.
think Mace
whisper.
actually is going to reach out a hand to stop you from reading, though, and just say, I can only remove the curse one more time before we rest again. Are you sure you want to do this now, or perhaps should we save it till the next rest, and if I have the ability to remove the curse then, we try it then?
Well, but I'm not reading it. The echoes.
But you are reading it through your Echo. We don't know how this works. I'm just saying.
I mean, maybe that's a smarter idea. I mean,
Just keep
Okay.
in mind, by being here, the person who hired us to come here turned into a monster.
that's true.
Well, sorry, the person who hired you all to come here turned into a monster.
Okay, we'll wait. But we'll keep them. But we'll wait.
So I have a question because I don't know if we can retroactively do this.
Hmm.
I have to get back to my character sheet. If a creature dies, if a humanoid dies within 10 feet of me, I can use my reaction to animate it as a zombie under my control with 1 hit point.
Oh, you could still animate the body as like a zombie. That'd be fine.
All 3 pieces of it.
If anything, it would just be kind of like a headless body, right? But yeah.
So Beline's dead body is now a zombie.
You know, you have this like penchant for reviving headless creatures.
Yeah, well, somebody's got to.
So let's just get rid of those and put that down for you.
Kara, quietly, not quietly, to the other 2. Keep an eye on Pluzak. He's acting not his norm.
I also just realized that I have a spell that I don't have prepared for cleric, so I'm just gonna pick one.
Go for it. Okay. Is there anything else anyone needs to do during the rest? That was a lot for a rest, though.
No, I just want to know what the reaction from the guards is like after they see us murder our friend and then resurrect it.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, as their constructs, they don't really care much. They don't have much in the way of feelings or opinions on the matter. They're just standing like around the silks, guarding them to make sure that nothing gets damaged from the scuffle.
Okay. Give him the thumbs up as we start to walk away.
Pluzak's got like a little bit of a skip in his step. Got a soul in his journal.
Finally.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, let me do this. Okay. I'll put you back on the big map, and we will go search one more area. Which one would you guys like it to be?
I guess. Well, visitor center. We were gonna do, right?
Yeah, I think
That was the next stop on the list.
Unless you guys change
Okay.
anything up. Alrighty. Visitor center it is. Okay. So 6 a.m. You guys are gonna go to the visitor center, and let me move you to there. That's this one. Oh, did I? I think that's the one thing I missed a portrait for.
I will say, if there's one lesson I've learned here, it's that if we're in a zombie apocalypse and someone gets bit, I'm the first person to kill the other guy. Because I was the one ready to do it.
You definitely were.
Give me one sec. That's the one thing I forgot to find a picture for.
Man, Mace really missed a session.
Yeah, sadly. Alright, it is... Am I going crazy? I must be going crazy. Oh, there we go. Good Jesus. Okay, so, you guys would of course be coming in from the south, and you would find that a large market hall sits at one end of this plaza. Its 4 broken towers leaning inward, faded pendants hanging above the entrance, frozen stiff. A loud clatter resounds from within the hall. That clatter, you would most readily see, seems to be a headless iron golem, presently rampaging around inside the building, destroying everything.
This is so sad.
Well, we
It's
found
our
his body.
friend.
Oh, Pluzak.
Leif, can you you communicate with it? Tell him that we know where its head is?
I don't know. Might be too stupid.
You're probably right. Oh. Alright. Alright.
I know I have to get closer if I want to talk to it, though.
Yeah, I don't trust that you'd say the right thing anyway.
That's true. I'd probably say something like smash the turtle or something.
Yeah. You would. I believe that. 100 yards. 100 feet. Yikes.
One party member turns into a monster, and all of a sudden the dysfunction comes back full circle.
It's like Mallow never left.
Yep. Yikes. I guess we gotta do it, right?
Oh yeah.
Gotta-
We don't have to do shit. We can just leave.
No, we gotta put it out of its misery. And then the head will finally, like, probably die, and it won't be just laying there on the ground all sad.
It's been there for thousands of years, alive without power from its body. What makes you think that killing the body will kill the head of an automaton?
Because that's how it works. Do you do necromancy magic? I don't think so.
The columns are apparently necromancy now. I like this.
She don't know.
She don't know. I think Mace is staring at you, very confused though.
Mace, if we kill your body, your head's done.
He's just he's sitting there considering everything. Just like I don't actually know how that works for me. Like I'm pretty sure I just die if my head comes off.
Exactly.
I'm worried about you, Pluzak. I hope you know that.
No, you're not.
Does Pluzak like wave his hand like Jedi mind trick?
Yeah. No, you're not.
If your mushrooms start dying off your back, I know you're turning into one of those things.
Do we want? Yeah. Do we want to? What do we want to do here, boys?
All right, so I need don't keep going forward, Kara. This thing is
Yeah.
moving. It is actively destroying everything. I need you back on the bottom of the map. If you guys wish to approach it, it's going to need to be an initiative roll. I was just giving you time
Okay.
to decide, figure out what you were planning on doing. And I'm going to start you even with the party. So, can I not get it to go one more square down? The fuck?
I'm too big for the map.
Apparently.
Fuck you.
That's kind of funny.
That's why I put myself up where I was.
That's funny. I can get it with Alt, but I can't get it with Snap. Hey, Leif's going first.
Is he?
Unless someone else with a higher dex rolls a crit.
Does he know how to go first?
Fucking hope so. God, I can't wait. To
I
talk
think
to this
history has
fucking
proven, if anything, Leif definitely knows how to take initiative.
That's true.
Leif, fucking Pluzak, I need you to shell up for a minute.
Oh yes,
Oh no. Now
Yes.
I'm worried.
yes. It's turtle time.
It's turtle time. Now I'm
Play it.
triple worried.
We're playing hockey.
There's Mace.
Gonna
don't-
hit him with the
I don't-
hammer into that
Here
thing.
he is on a par 5. Black
I don't think I'm
tees,
gonna
400
do
yards
that.
away. Yeah, you probably wouldn't know how to get in your shell if you wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't trust you with me being in my shell.
Well, I can go on the other side of Mace if that makes you feel better. You want me to get away? I can get away.
I mean, you can't, Leif, you can't pick me up, so I'm not worried about you.
Actually, I think how much are you in your shell?
Me?
It's
I
like
weigh
500 and something.
425 pounds without
think I
my
can't-
gear.
I think I can pick you up.
With my gear, I weigh another 100 pounds.
Yeah, 550-ish.
So, yeah.
575.
Where is it? It's the push pull, right?
No, there's actually a lift as well. There's lift and then there's push drag carry.
Where is it?
If you go to your inventory
Push,
on
drag,
D&D
and
Beyond-
lift is the if you click the inventory button and up by the weight carried, if you click on that, it'll give you encumbrance.
Yeah. So
That is where you figure that
Lathe
out.
can carry 300 pounds or push drag or lift 600.
Yeah. Bitch.
So
Yeah,
you
you
could
could
roll
push.
his shell essentially. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you could roll it over, but you couldn't necessarily carry it.
Well, I can pick it up though, right? 600
No,
pounds.
no, no. So the way I read that is your carrying capacity. So to have something like picked up, held in your arms, walking with it, carrying it is 300 pounds. You
Not
can
talking about
push,
carrying it.
drag, or you can like, if you were to like lift an edge of a rock, like you could do all that up to 600 pounds. But that's just like holding it in the air. It's not carrying it. It's not moving it.
Okay,
right?
I'm not trying to carry it. I'm not trying to carry it.
Yeah,
I
so
just
you'd be able to
want-
like
I
lift
just-
his shell,
yeah.
sort of, but you wouldn't
He
be able to
doesn't
go
need-
anywhere with it.
Yeah, he doesn't even know that. I just, definitely could pick him up, 100%. Nobody said anything about carrying him around. 100% I could pick him up.
Just deadlift. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So who goes first?
I mean,
It is Leif's turn.
Let me up in there.
Getting up in there.
I'm actually gonna. I'm gonna. After hearing, I'm gonna go over there. Yeah. A little off center.
Alrighty. Do I have this one? Okay, cool. Anything else, Leif? Just the movement?
And no, I'm gonna bring. Old Echo out too.
Alrighty. There you go.
Yeah. Got an idea.
Mace's turn. I guess he would just charge 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Is that within range? I don't think so. Oh, no, it is. Okay, 120 feet. Yeah, fuck it. I'll have him just shoot a firebolt out. Since it seems you guys are attacking this thing.
I mean, nobody attacked it yet.
I mean, it seems like you guys are moving for it. No? Do you not want me to? I'll take that back because it's.
No,
I'll leave it
no,
to the party on that
Mace
point.
is-
I don't necessarily want
Ace can do
to.
what he wants. I was gonna go. I guess that would have been better. Before I leave, let me do this. Before I run up there,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna be like, let me see what it wants.
Okay, perfect. Then yeah, he will stand here and we'll have him hold the firebolt. So if you get attacked, he will shoot it. How about that?
Okay.
And that way we can do both. So that would be Kara's turn.
30 feet, I think it is.
You hear, Chris?
Internet blip. What's up?
Your turn.
Okay. From where I am, I know I'm 5 feet beyond that, but when I moved it, it did that. So
No, you're
put
good.
me to there.
Alrighty. Any actions?
I'm going to dash. What's the ceiling height in this place?
Probably like 60 feet. I mean, at minimum, it's a pretty big building.
All right, I'm gonna go high enough that I think I'm out of the reach of the creature, so that if it rampages towards me, I don't get hit by it.
Alright, so how high do you believe that to be?
Well, it's size large, so if it has a 10-foot reach, it's 15. I'm gonna go up 30 feet.
Okay.
So just for clarity, my feet are at 30 feet.
Yes. Gotcha. Alright. And that
then
goes its turn.
10 feet forward, because that was 40 feet of movement,
Yeah, absolutely.
and that is me.
Absolutely. Move your height with you. It would be its turn now, so let me do this. How do I want to do that? Do it this way. It's going to be that. Okay, so it's going to come over here and just start thrashing. Thankfully, nothing is within its range currently, So you would just watch as it kind of swings a huge sword around, mercilessly destroying anything in its path, and then stomps around a little with its feet, just crushing everything in this area. And that would be Pluzak's turn.
Are we back up to me? Oh,
Not
no,
yet. Pluzak, then you.
my
Yeah.
bad.
If you're talking Fred, I think you're muted.
Yep. I'm gonna move
Ooh.
up to there, and I'm gonna
Okay.
cast heat metal.
Okay.
So it's going to take
You would watch as its body starts to glow red hot as your heat metal takes effect.
11 points of damage.
Oh, actually, hold on. Is that a saving throw? I forget how that one works.
So you take the damage no matter what.
And
if
then it's the
you're
saving
in
throw if it
contact
wants
with
to-
the object, right?
Right, okay.
And every turn I can use a bonus action to give that damage for up to a minute. And then the
Right.
saving throw is if they drop it or throw the object, but since he is the object, I'm assuming
Yes, he would not really be able to change that, absolutely.
So
Okay, so it's
it
how
has
much...
disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of my next turn.
Awesome. Okay, very cool. How much fire damage was it?
11.
Cool, okay. Very awesome. Alright, so then it goes back to Leif.
Okay, I want to try and talk to this thing with my slug.
Alright. So you would reach out with your slug and basically just sense a... It's just in a mode of attack. You don't really sense any thought from it beyond attack.
What if I try and tell it, like, I know where your head is. I know where your head is. Is that what you're looking for? Is that why you're mad?
You don't seem to get much change or response from trying that.
All right.
Can I interrupt with something funny real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
You know how I mentioned Yggdrasil earlier?
Mhm.
An ad just popped up on my computer for Viking-style clothing with Yggdrasil on the front of it.
Yeah, microphone's
Hey,
listening
man.
to you.
Yeah.
Them
Gotta use
cookies.
signal, bro. Be listening.
Free signals in my area. Singles in my
I love
area.
signals.
I love
Old
the fucking
signals.
area. All right, that
Young
was it.
signal. Okay. Well then, I guess I'm gonna look at the party and just kind of be like, I tried. Soup's on, boys.
Didn't think you could do it anyway.
I'm also, unbeknownst, all Pluzak's gonna see is the slug's antennas like wiggling furiously, but I'm just gonna kind of tell the giant creatures to be like, the turtle guy, he's the one that took your head.
You basically sense from it has no clue what you mean by turtle guy, as it cannot see anything.
South, go south.
Okay, interesting.
No. The best part is this is like how I imagine Leif doing stuff
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
all the time.
Mhm. He's like really like feeding into your paranoia right now.
Can't fucking call me stupid. Huh? Oh, I'm the stupid one. Yeah, I'm the stupid one. I can talk to anybody I fucking want to. I'm sorry, who's got a slug on their fucking head? Fuck you, little turtle bitch.
Yeah, you don't get the comfort of a slug.
Oh, that's great. I could read your mind right now if I wanted to. I don't want to because it's probably full of dumb shit and I don't want to know what it is.
So you all hear Leif like just muttering this to himself.
I looked to the echo. Is he okay?
The echo shakes its head.
No.
It doesn't know me.
And then just gets banished.
Oh shit, the infection's spreading.
And then a new echo appears.
He gives me the same warning
You
sign.
fucking dust it like a Thanos snap as one just like reappears in its place.
Oh my god. Okay, well I guess that going to we can reappear the echo with a laser rifle, and then we'll take. I think that's enough. Yeah, and then we'll shoot at the rock boy.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Laser. Oh, I forgot advantage was one. That's my fault.
That's okay.
13.
13 will still. No, sorry. 13 will not hit.
Okay. I still 2 of those. Yeah, still 2.
Yeah, you still have a second shot with it. Yep. 23 will.
Might be
Yep.
For 10.
10 damage. Okay.
Gross.
Cool. Awesome. So one of your strikes lands true on its metally chest, but you can tell from just its sturdy form, being a metal golem as it is, you think it's going to take quite a bit more than that. Anything else this turn?
Get there. We're gonna actually move. Yeah. We're gonna move him kind of over that way.
Okay.
I think that's still in 30. Oh, I did not mean that. One closer then.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Yep, good catch. Alright.
We're good there.
That will be Mace's turn. Who will start to 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. We'll get a little closer. And since he's not close enough to hit yet, we will do Firebolt again. 17 will not quite hit it. So he will just wait and hopefully get close enough to smack next time. Kara.
Okay. Gonna get within range. And just gonna throw a spear down into it.
Okay, go for it.
And dumb question, because it's blind, is this advantage or no?
Interesting question.
Yeah, it's interesting because it does state that it has disadvantage on its attack rolls in its description. It doesn't say anything on advantage
not on
against
ours.
it. It does clarify it as blinded, but it doesn't give it the blinded condition. It just says it's blinded and has disadvantage on its attack rolls. Just roll normal for now. I'll still give you guys advantage on flanking and everything, so you'll get it eventually.
Okay. Just a curiosity.
Yeah, it was a good question. I just don't. It's a little weird. So a bit just vague enough. Yes, still hits. You're good.
I am going to planar warrior this, so this all becomes force damage.
Yep, go for it.
23.
So 23. Good hit.
And second attack.
That will not quite hit.
That will not
Your
hit.
spear
Okay.
kind of scrapes off of its metal. You know, it's not a true enough hit to penetrate the heavy armors of this golem.
Okay. So 21 hits, 18 doesn't. So its AC is somewhere between 19 and 21.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's going to start moving kind of south as Leif instructed it, but also stepping kind of towards where it got attacked from until it runs into the first thing nearby, which will be Mace, and it will swing at him. Give me one sec. Alright, so it will miss one of its attacks, but its sword will manage to clip Mace for 24 slashing. So that's 10 temp gone. And that puts him here. Okay. Pluzak, your turn.
My turn.
Give me 1
Okay.
second though, I need to stand up to grab another tissue.
Not gonna be hard. I'm just doing this anyway. Yes, motherfuckers.
Pluzak crit, min damage roll coming up.
Fuck yeah. Yep.
You rolled a 0? Fuck, okay. Didn't know that was possible.
Not
Two
Oh.
zeros.
a 4
All
and
right.
an 8.
Oh, okay.
Oh gosh, what happened? 4 and an 8, you said?
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
For necrotic damage.
Absolutely. Well, that certainly does some fucking. Okay.
Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I pressed the spell and it rolled again.
That's okay. You're good. It was
Um,
12 total necrotic, which it takes 100%.
Yeah. So now it has. Oh, and then I use my bonus action to do heat metal.
Correct.
Damage?
Cool. So go ahead and roll that damage for me. Tell me what that is.
Heat metal, where are you? Hey, that was a good one.
What's the total on that? 11? Okay.
11.
So, you channel your magic energies to this heat metal, and you watch as it starts to glow a little brighter. And for some reason, it seems almost as if it harnesses that heat, and the iron that it is made out of begins to actually melt and meld back together, covering up some of the damage that has been done between your chill touch and Kara's spear.
My plan exactly.
So if it's not clear at this point, the fire might not seem to be as helpful to you as you think.
I see that. Excuse me, my
Good
turn
thing
is
I
over.
hit it with force damage on that
It's.
first
I mean,
turn.
I think can't you just drop a spell as a free action? So I think you could still do that if you want, right? Or am I wrong on that? I could have swore it was though.
Yeah, I could just not use my bonus action, or well, it's a concentration, so I can drop the concentration at
Right,
a
that's
time.
all I'm
But I could
saying.
also not do
The
my
damage.
bonus
Yes.
action damage to it.
You could
if
do
I
either way.
wanted to.
It was more
Yeah.
just to free up the concentration if you wanted, because it is free to drop it.
Yep.
But either way, if you're engine there, then that's fine. Okay, Leif, your turn again.
All right. Let's just we'll bring this echo. We'll
So Kara's in the air.
Yes.
You can actually technically position yourself under her if you'd like. I'll send her portrait to back so you can put yours on top of hers.
Well, I'm gonna go across from Mace.
That's fine too.
15. Yeah.
Perfect.
Just
Okay.
go across like that. Bring him back with a great sword.
Mm-hmm. Start swinging at advantage. 220s.
Just
Both
good.
of those would be fine. So you're good on damage. 13. Okay. 23 will hit. Is it going to be 11 or 11?
Or
Oops.
a lot
Okay.
of same numbers today.
All right. But yeah, 2 solid hits on it. You start carving up at its legs and groin, basically, considering your height. But yeah, fucking this thing up.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Alrighty. Mace would be up. He will also take the advantage that you have given him and start swinging as well. So the second one won't quite hit, but his first one certainly will. Cool. Alrighty. And Kara.
Well, the spear worked, so I'm gonna keep using the spear.
Mm-hmm. Go for it. Definitely hits.
And once again, I will planar warrior.
25.
25.
Yep, absolutely.
And second attack is a miss.
Does not quite. Yes. Okay. We go back to the golem. Unless there's any movement you want, Kara. Probably should clarify first.
No, I'm gonna maintain my height and just keep dropping things on it.
Alrighty.
I'm calling the
So-
spear back.
It
So
is going to attempt to stomp on Leif, or your Echo specifically, and it will try and slash at Mace. It will hit your Echo, so your Echo will dissipate.
All right, I'm just gonna put it on the
It
top
will
right
also manage to hit Mace again with its sword. Another 22 damage on Mace. And let me do this. Okay. All right. That will be all it can do. Pluzak, your turn again.
I am walking down the stairs. I am going to do a chill touch.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't be
Hot
a
metal
crit.
chill touch.
Chill touch on a heated metal is gonna crack that shit even further, right?
Except
What's
it's
that?
necrotic damage.
Yeah,
so-
exactly. It's not actually. Yes, that definitely hits though.
What's that song where it's like you're hot and you're cold, you're
Yes, and you're no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Up and you're down. Yeah. In and you're out. I didn't know who fucking wrote that song. Yeah.
It was either Katy
7.
Perry or
Yes,
Taylor Swift.
No, what's tattoo?
Katy Perry.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Fred. Anything else?
No, nothing else.
All right. Back to top with Leif.
All right. Well, we're gonna bring that echo back out. We're gonna do the same thing.
All right.
We're gonna come after him. 18. 18 still hits?
Does not no.
No. Okay.
23 certainly does.
And I'll do another one just to
15.
make sure. Yeah, 15.
Okay. Yep. Cutting it down. It's getting pretty close. You think maybe 2 or so more hits like that might kill it?
I'm good like that.
All right.
Or will it?
Or will it? Pluzak's gonna revive it. Actually, you had a zombie you could have brought with you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Little zombie Valine. Let me drop one of those for you.
I'm saving Valine. Valine's gonna. Valine
It's-
has 1 HP.
It's just following you.
Yep. Valine's a reminder that I have a soul.
Yeah, yeah. If anything, I should probably have it be her
Her body
portrait.
instead. Yeah.
Oh
sad.
god. Yeah, exactly. Oh no. All right. Mace's turn again. He will also do the same thing as you, Leif, and go for the double. 1 will hit. 2 will hit, and that's going to be enough for this thing to cease functioning. It will take these 2 fearsome blows from Mace and Chance, and then you hear a whole bunch of like clattering and worrying as whatever internal mechanisms ran this thing start to shudder and die, and it collapses onto its side. And with that, combat will be ended. So let me...
Luzak is just hoping that he could just see the lights going out in the head.
In the distance, yeah, that it
Yeah,
might be
he
finally
can see it
free.
in his mind, yeah.
hmm Well, actually, depending on what you guys do next time, you might be able to find out. We'll see. But for now, what I can give you is 1475 for XP.
Oh, shit.
I will add that to Mace's sheet. And technically, you guys are getting more experience now because Valine's dead.
Hell yeah. You're welcome.
The hell you mean you're welcome? We killed her.
Kara's like still cleaning the blood off her axe.
You're
I told
welcome.
you. I told you to kill her.
Oh gosh.
God, Pluzak's been controlling us this whole time.
Pluzak's actually in charge. Alright, so with that being done, I'm just going to let you guys know, all that you would be able to find in this area is basically the destroyed relics of what seemed to be some sort of bazaar that would have sold arcane wonders, but now the interior is basically just mangled shop fronts and, crushed stone and ice, completely just destroyed by this, what was once a rampaging iron golem. So you don't believe there's necessarily anything of value left here.
Is Mace gonna try to take all the iron from the iron golem?
It's still burning hot, but he is considering it. And by that, I mean I'll probably leave you guys on this map so that that can be discussed by him. I don't know what he would potentially use it for.
I just figured Chance has to eat something, right? So it just eats metal. right? Magic items help it to survive longer, right? But you should just give it raw iron.
just, just
It
let it
just
just let it
feeds.
mange. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good.
I don't think there's much else we can do if we're not moving to another location. So
Yeah,
if
I'm
this
gonna
is the
call it
spot where we
there.
call it. This is the
Um,
spot where we call it.
Yeah, unless there's anything you guys want to discuss, any questions on stuff. I do think I need to check something quick. Would have been 650.
No, I'm curious as to what the party what the party wants to do with these extra magic items now that I have, right? Because I obviously bracers of defense, I'm probably the only one that can wear them, so I am. Um, the
And
wand of
then-
magic missiles and the wand of web. The wand of web you need to be attuned to. So I already,
Honestly, you've had a better use of the web. You've been using it, so no reason to take that from you.
but you can only be attuned to 3 things, and I have 5 things that take attunement.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna wear the bracers of defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
The boots of the Winterland, which give me the
Kind of been necessary, I
resistance
get
to
that.
cold, right? Yeah. And then I use my moon sickle, my +1 moon sickle. So that's kind of a necessary too.
Mhm.
So let Chance feed on the magic missile, because
And the
I
wand
want
of
to see
web.
that thing fire a laser. And as for the wand of web, I mean, Leif, do you have any open attunement slots?
I don't know. I think I do. Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't have to be a spellcaster to use these.
Correct. Yeah.
Just attuned to the wand of web, and now you've got a net thrower.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right.
I do love nets.
Magic net.
You
So-
have
He's got Echo
essentially
net.
a
He's got
shadow-
Magic net. This guy's just netting.
Because if you have that staff and you summon your minion with the staff, he can now shoot the nets at people.
Mm-hmm.
Endless nets.
So I think that's a good fit right there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I mean, it
Oh, also,
recharges
you know what? I'm gonna do
anyway
something,
at,
Leif.
at the on a long
What is
rest.
it? What is it called? Let me look
The
it up.
wand of web.
Yeah. Take away the. It's just wand of web. So the
I'm also
important
going to
thing
do
is-
something for you, Blake, because technically your greatsword has required attunement. I've just, because I didn't want to give away what it did, I had a different custom item, so we're just going to switch that out quick for you. You're going to refresh your sheet in a minute here and have something changed.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-oh.
I assume it's
you still have a
not
slot?
the legacy one.
It is the legacy one.
Yeah, use the
That is the
legacy. Legacy will be fine.
That's the 2014 version. So the web fills a 20-foot cube for the duration, which is an hour, right? The web is difficult terrain, lightly obscure. If you have it anchored between 2 solid masses, right, it could actually be a 20-foot cube, right? So if you do it in a hallway, you can block off the entire hallway. Now, if you do it in a 20-foot area in the open, it's just going to lay the web across the floor.
Mhm. Does still make it difficult terrain though.
Yes.
It does make it difficult terrain.
Mm.
They have to, dexterity saving throw, all of that stuff. So it's great. I mean, you've seen me use it many different ways. I even attempted to use it when we went down the tunnels, the,
Yep.
Like catch up.
the
Yeah.
slides. You can light it on fire as well, the web on fire, and then it does 2d4 fire damage for that area. But I don't use it against strong creatures, right? So like the Iron Golem, I wasn't going to use it against that because its strength's probably like
That's
a 24, and it would just break out of it super easy.
Okay. That should be everything on character sheets all set. Cool.
So I'm removing Wanda Web. Leif.
Yep. Awesome.
Yep,
and I have added
have
Professor Scant to my inventory.
And I'll just attend to it. Only rest again.
Okay. So Kara's got Scant. Leif's got Wand of Web. Mace. We're gonna give Mace the wand of.
Of Magic Missile, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll put that in his
Yeah.
inventory
Thank
on D&D Beyond. I'll let him decide if he wants a chance to eat that or not himself, though.
I would assume so.
Magic missiles.
So I guess my other question is, if I'm wearing the Bracer's Defense, can I still wear the wraps of the Unarmored Prowess?
Yes, I will say you can, because the wraps go on your hand and the bracers go on your arms.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Not like if I use the wraps.
It was one of
anyway,
those
but
things that I had
I
always
do.
kind of expected that as the campaign progressed, Mallow would end up with both of those items, so if I was expecting him to use them, I don't see any reason for you to not be able to.
And if he comes back,
It's almost like I
he
tried
could
to
be
at
my
least
best buddy.
have some level of planning for diversity of magic items for you guys to find.
Yeah.
The Bracer's Defense was book, but the wraps was me. That's why. All right, so that's all set in Mace's sheet, and that's there. Okay. Very cool though. A lot happened for sure. For sure. I guess the one thing I do want to let you know, Fred, is
I like how you just put Valine with an X. on
that was
her
actually
body.
Chris's idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I sent him a message and was like, hey, could you move Aline over here and put an
Oh.
X on her, just mark her on the map?
Bad. Moment of silence.
She died as mostly herself, I think.
Do we get any experience for the necromancy guy? Freeing him?
No, sadly.
Okay.
I will tell you there's more, like, so the whole thing that I had you roll was it the D12, I think, D20? That was to, kind of pull information off of a table. There's other ways that you can get to that roll as well. You guys have discussed some of them in the past, but you haven't necessarily followed through on them, but we'll see what happens on that front.
About the getting to know the city, or what
Yeah,
happened to the
or
city?
at least just finding out more information, like, about the
I
city.
mean, we still have the crown, so
That very well may be one of the things that I'm discussing, or meaning that you guys were discussing about in the past, yeah. But yeah, absolutely. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed tonight. 'Cause like I said, definitely a lot happened.
I feel like we did a ton of stuff.
Yeah, especially because it was only one combat encounter. You guys, like, searched only three buildings, but it was still... Actually, no, you went to the theater as well. 4 buildings. Okay. So there was a fair bit that happened, yeah. 4 buildings and a long rest.
So, for next time, I think we're gonna go to the bull.
Okay. Yeah, Pitbull.
Powerfinger.
Mhm.
And I would
For-
assume
Forest first or castle after that?
Forest to Castle.
Okay. I think that's fair. Tower Yellow,
Yeah, I
Factory.
think-
So I would tell you, yeah, an Ominous Gateway is definitely another thing you could visit if you want.
fuck, it didn't stay.
No, you're good.
Honestly, maybe it makes sense
If
to do
you did that, I think you pretty much would be pretty close to 100% clear. The only thing you wouldn't have visited is this big bridge thing is technically something you can visit. Not only fact is it something you can visit, it's the only part of the center tower that is sticking out from the force field.
That's what I was thinking, because I was looking at this and I was like, if you actually look, it looks like you can climb up it, right?
Mhm. Yep.
And then at the very top, it looks like there's an entranceway or
Yeah.
something there, because
Yeah.
it forks into
In
the
fact,
building.
if you zoom in on the map, it actually, there's almost kind of, see how it's kind of like tree roots? You almost
Yeah.
believe you could walk in, like there would be entrances down there.
it. Yeah, but it doesn't stay. Fucking bullshit. Yeah.
It's alright.
Don't worry about it.
But
Yeah,
either
'cause
way,
then
yeah.
the The only thing we haven't really discovered or investigated is the outside towers.
Yeah, and I'm
I
just going to be
Still think we're not missing anything.
I'm going to be honest with you on that front. They are all basically the same as the other one you went into. There's really nothing more to be gained from any of them. So
Woohoo! Intuition.
yeah, I think you guys have done such a good job of searching the stuff that is important, and you're staying pretty on task with it. I'm not gonna like have you guys go out of your way for stuff that is really not worth your time. You guys have done such a good job searching this place. So, and honestly, I'm also at the point where I kind of want to see you guys just continue to progress. You know, you've run into a lot of really interesting stuff this chapter, and you've got this goal of finally killing Arl looming over you, and you know, curious to see what happens.
Gotta worry about Pluzak turning into a fucking monster now.
Why? Why would I turn into a monster?
He couldn't turn into a monster even if he wanted to. He's too fucking.
Jesus.
You're showing the same symptoms that Valine was, and now that I've saw what happened, I'm just kind of like, if Pluzak does anything I would consider out of the ordinary for Pluzak,
That's the problem, though. What would actually be out of the ordinary for Pluzak? That's
Yeah.
a hard line to
not really.
draw.
Your behavior has been pretty consistent across the campaign as Pluzak. It's only the last day that your, I guess, proclivities have changed, which is reason to look at it and go, something's off here.
What do you?
You woke up and going, whose fault is this? Who did this? Why is it you? It wasn't you. This is what you'd say if it was you were trying to blame me. Went off on a tirade for that. That was out of character.
Well, Valine
yeah, it was.
started turning into a monster.
And the first thing you did was blame everyone else around you for it happening.
Well, I knew it wasn't me.
I knew it wasn't me.
Wait for Pluzak to write in his little notebook. He's like,
So by order of elimination.
It's everybody else.
Fucking
And no
Christ.
one confessed to it.
And of course, Pluzak couldn't believe that all of them are telling the truth.
So, at this
It might be
point,
more believable if I was here last session to know if something had happened to her.
Yeah, no.
Last session more so, because I could play that off too, but I don't know that.
but yeah, as from the character perspective, Kara noticed you were acting odd. I met your deception check, so she's on you.
Not sure
I'm
what
always
yet.
acting odd.
Just things are weird. All right. Well, fantastic.
Now, the thing you gotta hope is this doesn't affect Kara.
We will see.
Because if she goes monster at that size, you guys are fucked.
No, we'll put you down. You'll tell us. You'll be
Oh,
like, I
there's
think I'm gonna turn.
There's also the
We're gonna
question of,
put you down.
there's also the question of, if I die, does the curse stop?
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, we'll just instantly.
Because if
put you
that's
down.
the case, I've already got one reset down.
Maybe you've been
Or
cursed.
does it jump to
this-
somebody else? Like Leif's curse when he handed me his cursed item and then I was cursed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Remembers getting cursed enough to tell the party when he gets cursed, but not the actual details.
See, if he was trying to hurt us, he wouldn't tell us he got cursed.
Oh
If he was
shit!
trying to hurt us, he wouldn't tell us he got
Fuck!
cursed.
Should I not have told?
No,
the
you were
party?
fine because it says you can't take actions if you look at it. So you were still okay in
Okay, yeah.
talking in my mind. It was literally you just could not take actions, like the actual action thing, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So does that mean like in a fight, like I would have had to not?
You would have had to make sure that you never positioned yourself to flank to help a teammate. You would have had to make sure that you weren't like attacking things that would be considering like saving or helping teammates. You know, you still would have been able to fight on the same side as your teammates in my mind, but you wouldn't have been able to do anything that would directly benefit
As long as I was
them.
fighting for me.
Exactly.
So here's an example.
Yeah, that makes
You
sense.
could move
Yeah,
in to take an advantage shot on something, but after you do that, you would back
Oh,
away to make
or
sure no
or at
one
least
else
change
gets
your
it.
position. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You would just have to kind of take an extra step.
I honestly thought about not saying anything and just rolling with it for a couple days, like I did last time,
Mhm.
and then being like, "Hey, I think something's wrong."
I can't help. I don't know why.
I don't know why, but I can't. I usually do. You'll help you.
Was it specifically like the help action, or was it like?
No, so here I'll tell you. One sec. Since I'm pretty sure none of you will at least read the same one he had. I won't tell you the
Definitely not
others,
reading.
but for that one it was Trader's script. The cursed character can't perform any action that would directly benefit one of their allies.
Oh wow.
Okay, we'll find out what the rest of them are.
Potentially.
Yeah, I want you just to read the other ones, just because your character's curious. And
I know. That's what's gonna happen.
Like,
Claw's gonna come back.
I get
and
the
I'll be
feeling,
like,
yeah,
So
the next like 5 long rests at some point, like even if it's after the campaign is over, I just get the feeling that Leif and Mace are at some point going to take like 5 nights in a row of just, okay, ready, reads through one, dispel curse, reads through another, dispel curse, long rest, reads through the third, dispel curse, reads through the fourth, dispel curse. Okay, we're good. We got through all 5 now. We're done.
nap play, nap play, nap play.
Exactly.
Yeah. Claw's gonna come back and I'll be like, so there's this thing, and you might have to dispel this curse that I'm gonna get, but anyways, I'm gonna read this thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna read this thing now.
What? Fuck you.
already
all.
read it. Just kidding.
Yeah, I already spent the
My
hour.
eyes roll in the back of my head. I'm like, hey.
I guess I am curious though. What do you think you would read next? There's the still the one with the guy with the noose around his
The
neck.
fairies.
The fairy one.
The fairy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna leave the noose one for last.
Okay.
Why? Get it over
Because
with first. Just kill yourself.
So when he was telling me about them, my peaks of interest were the guy with the knife in his back, and the guy in the noose were like my 2 favorites right off the bat. The fairy whispers, whatever, and the jester handstand. Who gives a shit, right? So it'll probably be fairy, jester, and then hanging guy.
And then there's also a demonic shadow one.
Oh, the shadow guy. So the shadow will be right before the hanging guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do the ones you think are bad first,
Nah, I want
and
them
then
last.
do the ones after.
No. See, you
Because
would
if
think
they're
that.
good,
See,
you don't want them removed.
No, see, that's the problem, though. See, you think your way because you think you're smarter than I am.
Yeah.
But I think my way because I know I'm smarter than you
Like
are.
Terra's curse, right? We don't want to remove that. That's like a good curse right now.
We keep assuming it's a curse.
It is technically a curse. It's just it's not necessarily impacted you in as negative a way yet.
Oh,
Well, who says I
Just
can't?
because we have-
Who says I can't read it again?
Oh, you always could. That's true.
That's yeah.
Read the same one.
Do it up.
That's exactly actually what happens when when you guys prepare to read. It's just Leif reads the same one over and over.
Oh shit! That
Why
was
are
the
we
same
on
one,
script
guys, my
10? I
bad.
thought there were only 5 of them.
So I can't help anyone. Again, that's so weird. They're all like
This is the 7th time, Leif. What the fuck?
Lake just doesn't want to help us, so he just quickly pulls out the book and
Every
starts
time.
reading it.
the same one every time. Oh, it's time for me to read my new curse. Oh, I can't help anybody.
Yeah, you guys get to Arl, and you're super ready to fight, and then Leif just goes, wait, hold on 1 second. I'm going to help you out, Arl. Give me an hour. Just opens it.
Short rest.
Are you good now?
I'm gonna just fold it into a paper airplane and just paper airplane it to Arl and be like, this is good read. Open me.
I mean, the more times he reads it, the quicker he can actually read it, right?
Yeah, he'll start to memorize it. It's just like skim through.
And I can just think about it. Like I'm just standing there like,
Yeah,
are
just,
you gonna help?
just
And I'm like,
insta-curse
hold on.
himself. Are you going to help? Ah, man, I really want to, but I can't anymore.
Can't. I read
Had
that
a,
curse,
had a thought,
in my
and now
head.
it's just, oh.
but I really did memorize it. I just keep saying that so I don't have to actually help anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, gosh. Fantastic.